What's going on, fellas?
I think everybody should start a timer and see if Dom takes more or less than double 7 minutes.
Yeah, I say double.
Yeah, me too. I'd say I'd take the over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So, JJ, you had a pretty sporty little weekend.
Yeah, I mean, had a super good Friday night. Definitely the best night I've ever had with any sort of national level competition. Man, that was awesome.
Yeah. Did you? I was saying to you earlier. Well, that night I said it twice. Like when Marks got you on the start, when you were able to run with him, that was a really good sign that like Dirty Air didn't mess you up too bad. Like you were able to stay pretty close to him.
That was definitely probably the most. I mean, aside from going quick time, that's obviously huge. Like running a lap, I've never ran faster than I've ever ran there before. But yeah, man, whenever he got by me and I was able to follow him in kind of on almost the same line in his bad air and still make the corner and not just slide out, I felt like I knew we were going to probably be able to race really good all night long because that's the hardest thing to do at Knoxville is just to be able like whenever it gets kind of one groove dominant, if you got to follow a guy down there, sometimes you just slide right across. So yeah, super happy with our race car all weekend and as well as our motor. I mean, especially on Friday night, obviously.
Were you happy with your weekend, Carson?
I was happy with Saturday night. I feel like we were a little bit off Friday. I feel like overall we just Knoxville's so tough, man. Like I think so many things can change your night, your pill draw, just like that alone. Especially it seemed like this past weekend, Group A, the way they did that Group A, Group B, like qualifying thing, it just seemed like I went out early the second day in Group A, and the first night I went out late in Group A, and it was like two totally different scenarios, and you kind of get up front in that heat race and then get in the dash, and it makes all the world of difference. But I don't know. I was happy. I mean, I think Saturday I was definitely thrilled with our finish, and getting qualified better and getting in the dash. Wish we wouldn't have drawn the 8, but I would think we were able to recover pretty decently from that in our finish. So Friday we were just a little off all night. It seemed like we tried, a ton of different things and just couldn't really get going. And I was just kind of started where I finished and was sort of stagnant in the feature. But I think we learned from it and got a little bit better for the second night. So I'm happy about that.
So JJ and I unfortunately had to watch from the infield on night 2. That was the nastiest feature I can ever remember watching. That's easily the nastiest World of Outlaw feature I can ever remember watching, just in terms of hard sliders on people. Like there was the Cowabunga line about you, and I was like, Jesus, I saw like at least 10 sliders that were worse than that. But I guess you don't see them on Dirt Vision because they're generally showing just certain people. But holy crap, was that not JJ? You and I are at Knoxville every week. Was that not insane?
I mean, yeah, it was definitely cutthroat as hell, man. But I think the track kind of produces that. Like it's so slippery across that you can't just pull across and like let a guy know you're coming and drive across. There's zero grip, so the only way to put a guy away is to short slide him. I mean, I could see and I could understand why on both ends, like why it'd be frustrating for certain guys. But as the guy behind with a run, it's like your only option to make it happen is to do a short slider. So man, just yeah, super cutthroat race, and it was definitely. It was. I mean, it's for the fans. It's entertaining to watch guys go at it like that. But as a driver, you know how especially at Knoxville, like when you're just even on a short slider, when you're just sliding across, waiting to like catch that ledge that you're, way too far away from when you started sliding. It's like it's kind of sketchy. So I thought it was fun to watch, but it was a blast watching Carson.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean my opinion on it is just that's what the track produced, and it's if you're the 2 car, and you're the crew guy sitting in victory lane, and you make a comment like that, like I mean obviously it's you don't have to do any cowabungas when you start second and the track's top dominant and you just lead the whole entire race. Like it's pretty easy to have that perspective, but when you start 7th and you're actually trying to make some stuff happen on a track that's literally a 1-lane racetrack, like JJ said, I mean it took rubber for a reason. Like there was no grip anywhere but the top. And eventually, obviously, when that place lays rubber and it lays quick to the bottom. So I don't know. I think you see Knoxville normally the sliders aren't too bad because you can use like the little bit of grip that's on the bottom to kind of shoot you across. and you don't have to like just be in like a 4-wheel slide coming across as much. But when the track's like that and there's hardly any grip at all on the bottom and the middle is extremely slick, like you just go sliding across way faster than you really want to be sliding across. And unless you're fully committed, you are going to be into the side of the guy. Like you got to be fully committed to even have a chance to clear him. So I think that's where a lot of those tight sliders come from. And then to cap it all off and make it worse, the guy that is up top running wide open in the grip is going way faster than the guy that's sliding across laterally with absolutely no grip. So it's like, I mean, I don't know how else you're supposed to pass anybody, like other than to just throw a big old bomb on them and pray that you don't go through the side of them. And obviously you have a pretty good idea, like, you need to be a little bit closer to clear some of those slide jobs. But I don't know, man. It's just, I think a lot of the times that's just, unfortunately, when the track is one lane and everybody's fighting for the same real estate, sometimes that's what happens.
Yeah, and it looked like when it took rubber, it took it really quick. Is that fair to say?
That's the Knoxville way, man. I learned hard lessons in the past, leading races there and getting beat,
Like
because
the
that's how
360
the rubber
Nationals?
happens. That race still, like I watch that race back and I think to myself, like, gosh, I should have moved down. And then I look at it and I'm like, I was literally leading by like half a track almost.
Yeah.
And like, I'm just running the top, no idea, like just past Trey Starks. He was running the bottom. And it's like Terry McCarl hits the absolute boosters out of nowhere. And just like, I mean, the rate that he closed on me and drove by me in the video is like unbelievable.
Yeah, you looked like you were, or it was insane to watch, like in person. Like Carson's got it, and like look away for a second. What just happened?
I know.
Yeah, I watched that race from the Brian Clausen Sweet Tower. That's the only race I've ever watched from up there, and that made it look even more insane. Like, because you're seeing all these little micro machines race around, and all of a sudden there's this one on the bottom who is just ripping, and he hadn't even been like a factor really. You'd remember the race, Carson. I've never watched it back, but I want to say he's running like 7th when he found that, and then boom.
No, so he was like running, he was battling. So I started like 7th or 8th in that race, got to the lead. He was actually the one leading. And then I drove away from him. And actually he was just like basically like fighting to hang on to run 3rd. Like,
yeah, like I remember him falling back
by Brown. Yeah, like Brown was about to go by him, and Brown kind of showed him how low it was, and then he just got in it, and it was like he was going 100 miles an hour faster than all of us, like when he found it. So I think Knoxville, just is one of those tracks, like once the rubber hits, it just goes like, even if it starts like 3/4 of the way up the track, it's just like instantly just like whoop to the bottom. It's weird.
Michigan Outdoorsman has a question. JJ, this one's for you. And about every time you do a live broadcast, every time you're on a live race, you already know the question.
I know, dude.
Where was God Bless America in your quick time interview?
Just don't even think about it. Or the pill draw interview. I know. I didn't even just answer their question, dude. They asked, like, how do you feel after you draw the one? It's funny because I'm watching the late model race and Nick Hoffman just drew the one. They're like, oh, that's got to be good. He's like, we'll see. There's a lot of time to go backwards. And it's like, I didn't say that, but that's how I felt. You know what I mean? I'm like, I hope I do a good job. Like I see all the time. I see the local guy like qualify good, sneak through the heat race, and falls to like 15th within like the first 10 laps. So I'm just like, please put a good race together. You know what I mean? Like, but so that's why I wasn't really thinking God Bless America. I was just like, don't miss your marks. I was already praying for the race.
You're praying for
after the dash. I could tell after the dash that wasn't going to be the case. Like you were good in the dash, and usually when your car's balanced, and obviously like you got plenty of laps around Knoxville, you're good around there. Like Knoxville is one of those places where like if you get your car right and you can drive, like you're gonna be in good shape. And like you drove back by Tim's, if I remember right. Like he passed on the top, and you drove back by him. I thought, man, their stuff's good.
Yeah. Well, and then honestly, it was one of those tracks like just. Track position so important, dude. Like when it's whether it's right around the bottom or the top, like it was real heavy, like real like thick on the bottom, like an extra car went wide than normal probably, and it made it like whenever I caught traffic, man, it was like a total realization of like, man, if we would have started back here, this would have been tough. Cause like as soon as I caught traffic and got into their air, I just felt like my pace slowed down. And I mean, whenever those guys were on the bottom too, so I had to go around the top, but it was crazy how much it affected. Like if you weren't in the preferred line, it was going to be hard to go around a guy, you know? So I was still grateful to take advantage of the good situation. You know, it was like, I mean, Knoxville's still an easy enough place to really miss it and just be skating across the middle, even whenever it's wide. It's like you can get excited or get behind a guy and just go straight. It's like, I don't think it's so crazy how easy it happens there compared to like anywhere else we race, you know.
I felt 100%. When you went up top, though, you looked good, though. Like, I remember watching you go into 3 and 4 on the top, the first time you committed to it, and I was like, he'll clear that guy. He'll be good. I remember thinking that.
The balance was really good. Like, the car was awesome all night. I had no complaints. Like, with wing speed and stuff, we were real solid.
Carson, viewer wants to know, how big were your eyes seeing Buddy 4 in the infield going for the lead at Hobstadt?
Oh, yeah. You were the pit car.
Yeah, look, I didn't have a lot of opinion on it online, or there's a lot of people asking me that. A lot of people are tweeting, you know, saying, you know, what does Carson Macedo think? Like he had a front row seat, and I didn't say anything because I was a lapper, and I just feel like I'm a big opinion on like a lap car is like basically like your opinion doesn't matter. Like you just need to get out of the way, and if the leader's there, like and he's throwing a wheel at you, like you lift and move over. So for me, like I was just trying to like stay out of the way. Like I didn't even mean to get to Sunshine's inside. Like I didn't expect him to enter like up so far like he did, and I was just like gonna follow him in on the bottom. Then when he entered up, I like obviously went to the bottom and was just like, okay, I'm just gonna stay on the bottom and get out of the way. Like obviously they must be running up the track, and I literally like went in there and hit my infield tire. If you watch the video in slow motion, my left front clobbers the infield tire, and I actually like my left front comes up off the ground. At that moment, he is completely underneath me. Like all 4 wheels in the infield.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, man. I just thought it was ironic. Like, obviously, like I don't have a dog in the fight, and my opinion definitely doesn't matter because I was a lapper and I should have gotten out of the way. But yeah, I don't know. I thought that it was a racing deal. I mean, I think Buddy was trying pretty hard to get the win. I think he's on the throttle wide open, and he got left for a drivey and wheelied. And when he did, he kind of wheelied and come up the racetrack. And as he did, and obviously he's coming out of the infield, so he had to come up the racetrack. And then as he did, I think Sunshine was trying, like realizing like, oh man, I left myself open and trying to cross back over to the bottom. And when he did, like they just made contact. And unfortunately, like Buddy got the raw end of the stick, you know? So, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like he wouldn't even have been in contention had he not ran all the way through the infield. Like I definitely think that like that, you know, I mean, Cody Cordell is the new race director, and I feel like he does a great job. And I think that was probably the first time he's ever really been put in that position. Cedar Lake's like that. Like I remember Jason Sides 4 wheels in the infield all the time.
That's not the only time he's done that.
Yeah. So it's like
my first year on the Outlaw Tour, we were at Paducah, and he was 4 wheels under the infield,
under the tires,
both ends. Yeah, both ends, all race.
Yeah, and so like I just feel like there probably just needs to be a penalty in the future. Like if you're otherwise, like I mean, you can't let that be a thing, right? Like you can't just let guys go 4 wheels in the infield and that be okay. So like even if you would have won that race, I feel like there would have been a lot of people that would have had an opinion on that. But man, I'm blown away. Like I guess something's changed there at Hopstop because I literally junked a car there in the 3G back in the day, hitting one of those infield tires that used to be fully filled with concrete. It literally blew the X out of the car, and I flipped hitting one of those things. So they must have either taken that out or buried them a little bit deeper or something, because you used to not be able to just clobber over them. But like I seen a few guys just like dragging their floor pans over the top of them, you know, through that race.
JJ had a tough scene with an infield tire back in his ASCS days. It got a little controversial there. It wasn't JJ that hit the tire.
I was like, what tire did I hit? Yeah, hey, yeah, Carson will appreciate that. Ivan got so mad that he tried to roll like a giant tractor tire that was like protecting an opening at Tulsa Speedway, like onto the track to stop the race. Like
my dad and I had to stop
a whole giant track. Can you imagine Ivan that mad though?
So we got a bunch of questions here.
Another thing too on that real quick though is not watering the infield will help as well, because you can't make grip down there. Like if they'd have just left it slop, like to where you go down there and it's a dust bowl, that wouldn't happen either. So that's on the track a little bit too, I feel like.
Dude, it would have looked like he hit a landmine when he went down there, though.
Yeah, like he went down there and it was like full grip because they watered it. You know what I mean? Like, so
then my other question was something you had a great view for, was we did that Shoehart clip talking about his fire bottle, and a bunch of people said, oh, it sounds like it just went out on its own because of racing. I've had multiple people tell me, no, Shoehart was on fire. Joe Gertie told me he went by him and saw the flames, and that the bottle actually put it out. You had a great view of that, you were saying on Twitter.
yeah, so I was right behind him. I mean, I ended up running second in that race, but I remember, like, you know, in your mind, you just see somebody light up on fire and you think, like, you know, I've been on fire, obviously. So I'm like running up to, like, you know, or driving up next to him to like check on him to see like if it went out. And he went around the pace truck. Like I could tell he was panicking as well. And then it literally just like disappeared. Like the whole fire was gone. And I don't know. I just know how fire doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? Like I remember literally thinking, like, I got up in victory lane and obviously you run second at that race. It was a $900,000 difference to run second. And it's like, dang, that's crazy. Like, you know, that went out, you know, like in the moment, like I just cared about Logan as a competitor and like as a human being. I obviously didn't want to see him on fire. And then afterwards I'm thinking, dang, like that fire just went out on its own. Like, cause in victory lane, I asked him, so like, did the fire just go out or what happened there? He said, yeah, all of a sudden, like I just sped up and like maybe you got a little air and like the wind blew it out. And I'm like, air normally is a fuel. It's not. And so anyway, yeah, just, you know, the next day they were doing maintenance and I literally walked up and, you know, they told me that the fire bottle was empty and that it put it out. And I'm like, that is pretty ironic because Bobby Allen, you know, obviously, with all due respect, I mean, he was very, very innovative in a lot of ways, but he was not. I remember, I mean, as a car owner, like I remember the owners meeting, he was like, this is going to be expensive. Like, we're going to have to put these on all our cars and we want to see some, you know, and rightfully so. I mean, a lot of people were that way, right? But just ironic that it ended up literally winning him $1 million.
So I'm going to go through some questions from people. Carson, who was your racing hero growing up?
So I had a few heroes. I mean, probably my number one hero, even still today, my grandfather, Robbie Tarleton, Tom Tarleton's brother, is probably definitely my hero. I mean, he gave me kind of my start, bought me a quarter midget when I was really little. So I look up to him and he was a really good driver. I think I wish he could have got some opportunities to race more than just micros. And he raced a little bit of midget stuff, but he actually got drafted at like 20 years old to go to Vietnam. So he never, like, once he got back from Vietnam, there, you know, a lot of the opportunities that he had kind of washed away because he had been gone. But I don't know. I was a big fan of Jason Myers just because he was from Clovis and he was out there racing on the Outlaw Tour and winning championships, winning races. Obviously, Tommy I grew up going to watch him at Hanford and Tulare and stuff like that. So I was a fan of him. And then honestly, outside of like those three guys, TK, you know, he was like the guy to watch when I was young, going to Tulare and seeing him at the Trophy Cup in the Roth car. Like, he was just exciting. And he was really kind of the only guy we had at that time that I felt like was competitive enough to beat the Outlaws when they were in town. So I would say them four guys are probably my favorite guys growing up for sure.
Next question is from Jimbo Rooney, who asked, JJ, how nervous were you starting on the pole at Knoxville with the Outlaws? I can't imagine. I get nervous starting on the pole in iRacing.
To be honest, being on the pole in iRacing is way harder. I mean, being cars on iRacing is way harder, man. Seriously, like, no, to be honest, I was just grateful to have clean air, like to have air on my wing going into the corners. Like, that's so huge at Knoxville that I thought it'd be a good chance to kind of see where we stand, you know, and it was very confidence boosting. I felt like to get to race with Tim's like that and stuff. And so, yeah, I mean, to draw the one is like, boy, this only goes one of two ways. We're like a hero that has the best night ever. We go backwards, you know, but at the end of the day, it was definitely the most proud I've been of a -2. But yeah, the nerves things, just when you know your car's good like that, it's not so bad. Like I was more nervous last year on that same night, starting on the pole of the B main. I think Carson was either next to me or like right behind me. And I was like, we sucked in the heat race, and it was my first night ever in the car. And I like looked at the lineup. We're on the pole of the B main. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is a bad situation. Like I'm not comfortable right now, you know. Whereas this weekend, luckily 1 year later, I was like, felt like we were in a pretty good spot.
That was the Albaugh showdown, wasn't it? That B main.
Yeah, it was all three of us. We were all like, we went 1, 2, 3 in the B main, but Dennis was pumped still.
Dom, what's up?
Oh, not a whole lot. I just got back from the outside of Carson's house. I was hoping to catch him changing.
Oh man!
I just missed you, I'm sure. Next time I'll send a message.
What were you
I
doing
was in
over here?
your bushes in the front.
So we're live, Dom, just so you know. Not that
that's okay.
Yeah.
So if you could not get us canceled.
all honesty here. Yeah, I know we're not going to get canceled. We're gonna. I mean, just you guys were asking what I was doing. I was just telling you what I was doing.
Yeah, he's trying to be honest.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed the first little bit. I was trying to teach the little one how to ride a bike up at my parents' house. So I guess it's already that time.
Yeah.
All of Carson's kids, they're all over the place. So he doesn't have to worry about teaching them to ride bikes.
Yeah. Iowa girl wanted to know if you're running the Ford at Knoxville, Carson.
At the Nationals or the next time we're there?
When you were there. When you were there this past
weekend. I did have it in the practice. We had it in the practice night that they did just to see how it would go on a half mile. But no, we did not have it in Friday or Saturday night. Just we need a little bit more proof of concept with the Ford and all that good stuff to see it, it perform, on a points night. We want to see some reliability proof and things like that before we consider running it for points. But don't be surprised. I think we're going to probably run it at all like the non-outlaw shows just to see how it stacks up. So yeah, that's our plan as of now. But no, I don't see it being in the car at all for points nights this year.
Speaking of points, like I'm blown away with I guess the word I'd use would be like the quietness of your season so far. I mean, 1 win, but I think it's hands down the most consistent you've ever been. You've just been a fucking perfect example of like a championship run compared to like Buddy has had some more wins, but really struggled to finish some races. Like, what has changed in your world that like you're just basically you're the consistent guy now?
I don't know. I mean, I think I've been trying to get better and better at being a points racer. I remember the season 2022, I think it was, I won like 14 races that year and Brad won like 5 and won the championship and I ran third in points. Like, but I just would wreck. Like I either would wreck or I would it's just like, I was like my own worst enemy. And we had DNFs and things like that just were mostly all my fault. I'm pretty sure looking back, but, I don't know. I mean, I just have tried to really stay consistent, I guess. I feel like we got out of Volusia in a really good place this year, which was helpful. And then, I don't know, I've been just like second, third, fifth, fourth. Like I haven't really been in contention to even really win in many races at all this year, but I feel like I've been there. But I don't really know. Like, I haven't been qualifying very good. So I think that's kind of part of it. Like we've been struggling to get qualified. So I feel like I'm coming from like outside of the dash a lot of nights. So that's kind of making it tough too. I feel like a lot of the times I can kind of run up to third or fourth or fifth, but it's hard to win I just think it's almost like non-existent. Like, I mean, it's not non-existent. It does still happen, but like you guys know, like starting outside the dash and trying to win an outlaw show or really any race now in the country is like pretty tough.
I get depressed if we draw third row back in a dash. It's like,
I know.
Well, this race just got impossible to win.
Yeah, like I even look at like Knoxville, like drawing a 7, I drew the 8, and I'm like, dang, like we're gonna have to have some stuff go our way here to kind of get there. And I mean, luckily it kind of did this past weekend, but I don't know. Most of the time, it's pretty tough, like to get back up through there.
I don't know what the stats are for the Outlaws or High Limit, but there was some crazy stat I saw last year for NARC, and it was like 89% of the wins over the last like 6 seasons had come from the first 3 rows.
I believe that.
Crazy. And then of that 89%, it was like 98% came from the front row.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy when you really think about it. 30 laps to get by guys, but I mean, it really don't matter. Like I feel like anymore, if you start in the first 3 or 4 rows of a national show versus the first 3 or 4 rows of a local show. Like, not that the competition's the same, but it almost in a sense feels the same way where it's like, I know I'm not going to have to do something stupid to maintain. Like, you run your ass off, you maintain. Completely different if you're going to pass cars. But like when you're starting, first couple rows at an outlaw show, I feel like it's almost easier than starting 8th, 10th, 12th, because just as hard as you're pushing the guys in front of you, you got guys behind you that are dive bombing you. Like, you can't really lose momentum or else you're getting dive bombed by somebody.
I can tell you
I'll
as
be
a
honest.
crew guy. You can go, Carson.
Well, I'll be honest too. Like, I think a lot of it as well is just you got to be really good on those nights where it's all combined. Like, I feel like this past weekend was like I just look at like the past few seasons now, and it's like this past weekend, like Volusia at the beginning of the year, like not really the bike week thing, but like the first trip that we go there, like anytime when high limits off and you get 65 cars, like those are the nights where it can be like you can just have a disaster night and like literally just run bad. Where like I feel like now with the split, like, I mean, you can start 20th and run up to 4th. Like, it's possible, right? But we're like, man, if you're starting 20th at Knoxville, like these past couple of nights, like, good luck, because there's a lot of good cars back there in 18th and 17th even, you know what I mean? Because there's so many. I mean, look at even the B main and C main and stuff like that. I mean, the one night, the non-qualifier was up there, and I was like,
we were in it.
I was like, I thought, I almost
us.
was like, oh my gosh, I'm not like, I'm in the second heat. Like, I got to get in. Like, I thought it was the first heat because the cars were that good in
Yeah,
it.
it was like,
You know what I'm saying? Like
us. It was us, Tyler Courtney,
Spencer,
Garrett Williamson, Scott Pagusky. That was like the first 6.
Man, I was like, it's tough, man. It just is,
And like when Dom was making that comment, like, I've been a crew guy on a car that's been like running around like 8th through 12th on those national level races. And it's like you're talking about when you start outside the dash, the next thing is like you want to run top 10. And it's like so borderline there. Like I feel like when you're a borderline 10th car, just your night can be viewed as a complete success or failure on like, did you stay in the top 10? And then there's so many nights where it's like you run 8th the whole time, you get a restart with 3 to go, and you run 12th. Yeah. There's a lot of ways where starting in the top 10, specifically back in the dash or just missing the dash, that night can go bad really quickly, just with not much happening.
I just think it's important too to keep things into perspective. Like the other night in Knoxville, it's like, man, I ran 12th, and I was pretty disappointed after that. Like I come in and I'm just like, man, I'm just a little off right now. Like I made a lot of mistakes. I didn't feel that good, whatever. And it's like I spent the entire race battling like really, really hard with Logan Schuhart, Donnie, Buddy, and like Sheldon. You know what I mean? It's like, man, like that. Them guys are pretty good. Like you're just not just gonna drive by them. You know what I mean? Unless they make a mistake, or which is pretty rare.
One of my dad and mine's like low key favorite things to do is watch like how insanely the guys are battling for like 18th, 19th, and 20th at the Williams Grove National Open, and how good those guys are.
I know, it's crazy.
So we got Snyder is out of the Hefner car.
I didn't see that. I saw the Rose Morel. I saw the Teal Wheeler one. I did not see the Snyder Hefner one.
What was the Scotty Thiel one? I didn't know that.
Let go today.
Oh, really? Why is today like chop day for the Outlaw?
I didn't see. I saw Jeremy Elliott said something about an ultimatum with Teal.
I read it. I'm a subscriber to Sprint Car Unlimited, so I'll break the news to you guys. Basically, the gist that I got is they got ready for the Outlaw thing in 6 weeks. Scotty Thiel was the only guy doing anything on the car, and they were running like shit. So I think that all makes sense. But they both were like saying that they didn't expect it to be this tough. What did you guys expect it to be?
Well, everyone gets screwed up by their runs locally.
Yeah, well, it's not YMCA pickup basketball. Like the guys are pretty fucking good out here.
It's just the reality check, right? Like it's like I told you guys, the 3-to-1 rule. Whatever you think you're gonna do on the Outlaw Tour high limit tour, you're gonna do 3 times worse than you think. Like if you think you're gonna win 3 features, you're gonna win 1 or 0. Like it's just way harder than people realize. Like we did that question last year, and I always bug you about it, Dom, about like what rookie's gonna win.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you guys on crack? Nobody's winning. What rookie is gonna beat Carson, Gravel, and Buddy, let alone the rest of them? Like,
Yeah.
that's what you got to do to win a race if you're a
Well,
rookie.
and honestly, I was convinced that Cole and Wyndham were gonna do it. Like, I mean, I really had a lot of faith that it was going to happen for both of them, and for sure one of them.
But Cole did win high limit. We are way behind.
I guess true. Yeah.
Now. We are way behind on questions, so I'll try to catch up here.
Let's rip through some answers.
Here's a quick one for you, JJ. I don't know if you've been following. Who you got winning the late model show tonight? Have you followed it all?
I have not really. I mean, I have it on in the background, but I don't even know I don't know anybody. I root for Nick Hoffman just because I played blackjack with him in Tulsa this year.
I mean, he's on the pole. He's going to be pretty good, I bet.
I feel like
we have a question that looks like it's up for everybody, which is, what are our thoughts on Casey Kane filling in for Macri? Whoever wants to answer that, feel free.
Didn't see it come.
Yeah, me either.
Was Casey not the crew chief on Dason's car?
No.
Did I miss something?
No, Jared Martin is the.
Yeah.
I think Jared Martin is supposed to be he used to be crew chief at Keith Coons, then he went to NASCAR. He's been at every race. I saw him at Knoxville and not Casey.
I do think he's like, I do think, Dominic, you could argue, like, I think, like in Volusia, I thought they were kind of tag teaming it, and I've seen it show up and help a few nights. So I feel like that's like a very fair assumption to have.
I don't think Casey's missed a race.
No, I feel like he will be decent just because I think Joe Mooney's a good mechanic, and I think Macri and them have a good program, and they're probably going to primarily race Pennsylvania, which, you know, is probably more of a finesse type drivers. I think you got to be a little bit more finesse to be good in that area. Obviously, you see guys like Lance and people like that be fast, but I don't know. It's been a little bit since Casey's been in the car. Like, I'm curious to see how it goes.
It's fast race. It'll be cool.
Dalton Ferris wants to know, I guess this is for JJ and Carson. Who's your favorite Selzy brother?
I mean, I'm definitely going to go with Dominic. I know that's probably going to sound like
he saved your wife's life.
Yeah, I mean, the guy literally came out in his underwear and pulled her car off a standpipe. I mean, come on. He's winning this war about that. I mean, she literally she's like, who you going on a podcast with tonight? I said, so I'm pretty sure Dominic's gonna be on there. I said probably JJ, Daryl, and I assumed Sam would be on here too. And she's like,
Sam was, and he got
sick. She's like, well, yeah, make sure you tell Dominic that I just hit a possum the other day and I ran over a divider at Target, so it hasn't seen any improvement.
Hey, so speaking of damage, part of the reason I think Sam isn't on, he just bought a new truck. Like the whole time, probably the last week and a half I was there, he was like truck shopping. He went out last night, was doing some work on the trailer, and they left the ladder up under their awning, and I guess they got a storm last night, and the ladder fell off and smoked his brand new truck, smashed the windshield, smashed the so he's not having the best day. So, jeez. I think he's had a bunch of things like that happen today, so yeah, he's like, I'm beat. I'm gonna miss this one.
Hey, so with Holly, Carson's wife, the week before I went and dug her out of a ditch, DJ Neto jumped on who was it that caught on fire?
Caden Steele.
Caden Steele. And so, like,
she sure thought you were DJ the whole time.
She's telling the cops, this guy jumped on a guy on fire just last week. And I'm like, I'm going to let this
He's just a lifesaver, this guy.
Like, am I the best guy in the world? Yes. If it was a female cop and she was hot, she's probably going to put me in handcuffs that night. Like, I'm loving it.
The best part about it, and this is not going to surprise anyone, this is totally Dominic's personality. He fully was like, yep, that was me. I'm the lifesaver. What do you want me to do? I'm the guy. and she's telling me, like, yeah, I was telling the cop how good of a guy Dominic is. Like, he just put out a guy that was on fire. And I'm like, and yeah, he was like, yeah, and I'm like, that wasn't even him, but he fully, not only are you wrong, but he fully went with it. I love that.
DJ wasn't there to take the praise, so I'll just fucking go ahead and give myself a backpack.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Oh man.
Oh my god, good times.
Any other thoughts on the Rose Teal Snyder breakups? I don't really have any thoughts. I mean, Morel
Who was the
was
third one?
Snyder and
Hefner.
Hefner.
That surprises me a little bit just because they just won, but at the same time, like, it doesn't surprise me because I seen in his Sprint Car Unlimited interview that he was like already kind of hinting out there that he was going to go run for Boat and Spire. And then I know CV can't run for him much. So my guess is with the whole Gibbs deal falling apart that he's basically going to be the new full-time guy. And then CV's going to run a little bit.
That
What
kid's
Gibbs deal?
Snyder's
Ty Gibbs was supposed to run a bunch of races. And I think I don't think that's going to happen anymore.
Oh, really?
Hey Dom, remember when you
Corey Day's right rear probably that night.
Hey Dom, remember when you big timed me at Ty Gibbs's trailer?
I do remember that. Well, hey, I tell you what, Daryl, when you start
I'm walking with
saving
Dom through the pits, and like Ty Gibbs waves at Dom. We go walking up the ramp, and Dom just shuts the door right here.
Hey, when you fucking pull people out of dishes and put people out of fire, then you can come in and hang out with Ty Gibbs.
Yeah.
No, I felt so bad about that.
Until
I walked in there because I probably got a little tuned up the night before, and Bud was like, "Hey, go talk to him or whatever." So I like roll in there. Had no idea Daryl was following me. Like I thought he was hanging out by the car, and I fucking literally big leagued him, closed the door right on him. I felt pretty bad about that.
Another question is Carson JJ just got his first top 5 outlaw run. From here, what is the best piece of advice you'd give someone in that position?
Oh man, I don't know. I'm not really a big advice guy. I feel like he knows what to do. He's done a good job. I think probably just the biggest thing I feel like when you start running well at outlaw races, when you win an outlaw show, and when you run top 5, like it tells you that you can do it. Like our mind is probably our biggest hurdle for all of us, right? So when you win one, you just realize like, man, I can do this. Like I remember when I won the National Open and thinking to myself like, man, I that was no harder to win than a normal outlaw race. You know what I mean? Like it's literally just winning the right one that pays money. Now, I would argue other races aren't that way. Like the Knoxville Nationals, I think that is probably the ultimate toughest race to win because you have to put together several nights, not just one. You got to be good so many times, prelim night, and then you got to be good the final night and all that, right? And it's a long race, basically 225 lappers. So you got to be good for longer. But like the National Open, like I would even argue the King's Royal is easier to win than a normal outlaw show, just because you can kind of luck your way into, being in the right spot at the right time. With the way the qualifying format and all that is, it is a longer race, but I don't know. I just think that you can kind of luck into that race a little bit more than like any of the other big shows. But I think the biggest thing is like when you run top 5, you realize like, I can do this. Like it's possible for me. A lot of guys, think, oh man, these guys are so good. I can't run up there with them guys, but that's not true. Like all these other guys put their underwear on the same as you. And at the end of the day, like there's no reason that you can't win and be like, yeah, I even look at like the championship that way. Like, why can't I win the championship, or why can't I win an outlaw race? Why can't I win the biggest outlaw races? Like, I don't see any reason why not, because, there's guys that are doing it that probably have, as much or less experience than me that are doing it. So, why can't I guess. So I think that's probably the biggest thing is just like when you run that good, you just start to realize that you can do it.
What else do we got here? People asking about Sam's truck. Dom, don't look at the hockey game scores. It's depressing.
Are we fucked?
Also, I want to go back a little bit on the Morel thing. Like, I guess I don't really understand what does that mean?
I was going to say the same thing. Doesn't he own his own shit? What's his
That's
bad?
what I thought. Like, I'm confused on what was Bill doing? Like, I don't know. I guess for me, it looks to me like I'm at the outlaw shows and I see like Connor literally working on his own car and like he's like a fully separate team. Like maybe that means they won't park next to each other anymore. Like,
yeah, I saw the same thing and I'm like, what? I don't understand. This is a press release. Like,
yeah, It's
Well,
weird.
it's like I remember when he went out. When he started, he wasn't with Bill Rose, right? When he started on the Outlaw,
Right.
Series, and then he became part of Bill Rose, but I didn't see anything different.
Yeah.
And so now I'm not sure, but I figured if I talked to Carson Macedo, he'd know. I thought it was just something that us non-outlaw guys didn't know, but it turns out outlaw guys don't know either.
So
It was like a newsflash to me that they were. I thought they were just buddies.
on
Honestly.
the same vein, dude, you know what's going to be the most popular thing like between High Limit and the Outlaws in the next 10 years? Consulting fees. People are going to pay like big teams money for information. I can already see where this is going, and I think they're going to do it with drivers, and I think they're going to do it with like teams. Like I think you're going to see like a small team go out on the tour, and they're going to pay a team to be like a satellite for them. I see it coming.
I can tell you that's already in late models.
Yeah.
I don't know positive for sure, but I am like 99% sure just on some people that are pretty close to me telling me that's where late models are right now. So that would not surprise me at all. Carson, what is your favorite racetrack you've raced at all the way through your career? It doesn't have to be a sprint car track.
It's probably still Tulare, California. I think Tulare's awesome. I wish we could race there still or more often. But unfortunately now with the way everything's happened out here, the Outlaws aren't going there, which is a huge bummer. I'm really, really bummed to see the Roth race get moved from Tulare to Stockton.
Amen. Say it again.
But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm not the schedule guy, but I don't know. Tulare's just awesome, man. There's just not another place like it, in my opinion.
Do you think Wayne County races like Tulare at all? Like, does it remind you of Tulare?
Yeah, I think it has similarities, but I think like Tulare just like it's just different, man. Like I do think Tulare, Wayne County has similarities, but I just feel like Don can kind of back me up here. Like when you're running the fence at Tulare, like it's pretty daunting. Like I feel like Wayne County, it doesn't seem nearly as like the fear factor is not quite as bad for some reason.
You can just see like the fields out there. There's no wall.
Yeah.
It's just out and everything.
I've only been to a couple places where the curb builds on the wall like religiously.
Yeah.
Wayne County being one of them. I don't feel like there's anywhere else I've been that you can hammer the fence like you do at Tulare. Like you are fucking in the wall at Tulare. Where like Wayne County, you're way more gentle with it, and you know off of 2 you get that big wahooey. But like you go to Tulare,
3 and 4, no though. Like I don't feel like. Don't you think like it's just 1 and 2 really even there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like the one time I was there when it got on the fence in 3 and 4, it was like you couldn't even run it. It wasn't built up. It was just like it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
Okay, more questions. What's one track you each go to that you're not fond of? This only gets you in trouble.
I went to Hobstadt for the first time. Unless I had a points race where I had to go there, I probably personally would not go race there again. I was terrible there. Like that doesn't mean
Hobstadt.
The races are fun to watch, but it's not my kind of sprint car driving.
Last time I was at Hobstadt, some Carson Macedo guy won in the 2 car, but I feel like that's the track the fans like the most, that drivers like the least. Is that a fair assessment?
I didn't like it. I mean, I don't know.
I like it when my car's good. Like if your car's in the racetrack, like it's so much fun. Like if your car's right there, it's good. But man, when your car's not right there, there's really like nothing you can do. It's just spinning on wood chips going nowhere. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's tough. I probably would say like I don't know, man. Tracks that don't race good, I guess. Like I'm just trying to think of a place that's like a terrible like fall leader. I used to we used to go to Big Sky. I think it was Big Sky. It was like a big, huge. I actually won there, but like it was just a massive half miles up at like 6,000 feet. So I felt like you had a 360 in. The fence was like chicken wire, super sketchy.
Black Hills.
That's where Dom.
That's what it is.
That's where Dom almost got it.
That's where I almost won.
Dude,
I wish it was more one lane that night.
Yeah.
I like this question from Never Rest Farming. What is your guys' favorite region to race in? Mine personally was PA. I loved our years in the Zemco car and the Ponchos car. I had a blast racing PA. We became friends with the Monteith. The fans were awesome there. The racing was always fairly close to us. Some decently cool tracks. I saw someone mention Grandview. I friggin' loved racing Grandview. What are your guys' favorite places to race?
I always liked
favorite regions.
Yeah. Wisconsin and the Pacific Northwest were always my two favorite places to go. I felt like the tracks were very similar to California, but not as wet, which to the last question, like what place do you not like racing? Any place with too much grip, not for me. Yes. I'm built for fucking slower circumstances. But yeah, I loved Wisconsin, all of Wisconsin. And pretty much as soon as you get north of Chico, I love Oregon and Washington.
Mama, watch that right here.
What about you, JJ?
Honestly, my first thought was like, I really like going to Wisconsin as well. I just think that it's fun. Like the racetracks, I feel like they have a pretty good variety of tracks. They all race like they all get pretty damn racy, and it's fun to go up there. I haven't raced all of them, but I've been to probably 4 or 5 of them up there, and I like going up there. But I mean, right, like I haven't gotten to really spend that much time in like Pennsylvania or anything racing, but I loved my time in Ohio. Like there was tracks everywhere. If there was a rain out one spot, you'd go to another spot, like, you know, Fremont, Attica every weekend, plus whatever else you could get in. I thought Ohio was a great place to race sprint cars, and like you could kind of do it. You could do a lot more with a lot less out there because of their style of racing.
I'd say for me, just like the West Coast of the United States in general, like what Dominic said about the Pacific Northwest, like I think Skagit, like Elma, all those tracks are like awesome. I had a blast. I think that the whole area is beautiful. So, I mean, I remember like the old drive from like North Dakota to there was just so much fun because it was like the most beautiful part of the country. But then like obviously like California, I mean, being home to me, a lot of my home tracks. I wish we still went to all the same tracks. Like to me, it'd be so cool to have like a Skagit, Elma, you know, go from there to like Chico, then Chico to Placerville, then Tulare, then Hanford, and then go, you know what I mean? Like that would be, but obviously those days are over.
Stop at Cottage Grove on your way through Oregon.
Cottage Grove, yeah, I forgot about Cottage Grove. Yeah, that's an awesome track. I just don't know why we never went there. It must not have big grandstands or something.
I raced with the Outlaws there. I had one of the worst. I had one of the worst nights of my life at Cottage Grove.
What, did you get turned down by an Asian hooker?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you still follow her on Instagram? Because she's getting around, Dom.
Oh, really? No, I don't. I never did follow her back.
Damn it.
She follows me though.
Damn it. No, we went to Cottage Grove, and it was the first night Sam and I were like, okay, Daryl, it's just you and me on the Outlaw Tour. So it was our first night where it was just us, and we blew a rear end coming to the checker of time trials. We blew a rear end. We were running Franklin rear ends. We blew a rear end in our heat. Then we came from the back, got to a transfer spot over a young Trey Starks, if I recall. And he was super young. It was like his rookie season. And then we blew a rear end once we got to the transfer spot in the B. And when it was like a driver and one crew guy having to replace 3 rear ends, that was not the most fun night I've had. And we never ran a Franklin rear end ever again. But Cottage Grove is badass.
Yeah, it's a cool track.
Okay, let's go through some questions here. Carson, will you be at Trophy Cup this year?
I hope so. But you know, yeah, I really just I hope so. But the whole deal with the Outlaws and them limiting us, which is so much BS. So I don't know if it'll end up happening. But hopefully by the end of the year, we'll have some leverage in the fact that they're trying to get us back to come back for the next year, and I'll be able to use that as a lever to pull. But yeah, I definitely want to be there. That's for sure. If I am there, I'll be there in the 21 car.
Carson, if you could swap cars with anyone in the country, who would it be? I feel like we all would have the same answer.
Honestly, for me, it's not going to be what you think. Like, I actually really, you know, like, I don't know. They probably won't be around. Like, I'm super happy driving the 41. Like, I wouldn't want to be anywhere but the 41. Like, I just believe in people. And I think Phil And like Mike, I just feel like they're good people, and so I want to be with them at the end of the day. But I would love one day, like I say, like when I'm retired, but that's what I'm saying. Like this car probably won't be around anymore. But I'd love to feel what it feels like to drive the 69K, like around the Grove or like Port Royal or something like that. Because dude, I watched Ryan Smith run it the other night at Port Royal, and that thing is just ridiculous.
So I knew you were going that way because the first thing I had thought the other day was like, actually, it was when Ryan Smith won in Port. And I'm like, I wonder what I would look like driving that thing for, like, let's say 3-4 weeks through Pennsylvania. Yeah. Like, would I be the same mediocre guy, like mid-pack, or would I like, oh yeah, Dominic Scelzi knows Port Royal now? Like, is that what's going to happen?
I think you would rip, man. Like, I feel like that thing. And then another thing, dude, like just to be able to work with like Davey Brown and like Don Kreitz and so like them old guys, like I just feel like they'd be like wise, you know what I mean? Like have like just fun to work with.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
Look fat and hairy though, Dom.
You what?
You'd still look fat and hairy. For sure,
dude. I'm telling you, what a like transition from Deweese to me. Like that would be the ultimate. One guy's really good. One guy's really good at running his mouth.
Though I'm trying to remember because I talked to Bell about this, but I'm trying to remember if I talked about this on the air or not. What he told me was crazy about the 69K, and you guys can all relate to this, is usually when people want grip, they have to tighten up the race car, and then your car like pushes more. But the way Bell described it is like when he needed to get, like when he would come to Donnie needing to get grip, the car would turn in and race the same way. He'd just have more grip, which I think you guys would agree. That's not normal.
No, and that's exactly what it looks like, honestly.
Yeah.
Like that thing just looks like it, like that you're holding left front up and then you like let go of the wheel a bit and it goes, but it's stuck. Like
it looks like a slot car.
When it dies, it's right there stuck. It's crazy.
Yeah, like watching a Port Royal, like get into one, like it looks like Ryan never has to turn and it just goes poof, and then but the right rear never slips either.
Okay, Dom, do you still have you used your taco tumbler the fan gave you at Tulare?
This one here took it. The second it was given to me, she's like, I'm going to take that to school. Yes, ma'am. No.
Now, I think you guys answered the next question while I was in the cuck chair on the live show. If the Outlaws took the wings off, what track would be best and who would win? My assumption is Kokomo, and I'm not sure. I think people underestimate how many Outlaw guys have experience. Like Macedo, you ran for Keith Coons.
He races
Buddy ran for Keith Coons. You run every year at the end of the year in California.
Carson's wanted for murder without a wing.
Yeah, it's never good when I go non-wing racing, and so it's probably just best that we keep the wings on.
No, you make that
honestly
race so much more fun to watch,
dude. It's literally no fun for me because I leave I've left 2 years in a row with the entire grandstands booing me after I crash.
Well, I can tell you the only reason I watch is for you.
Grandstands.
That's terrible.
Like dude, you're like, to me, it's like I just get to a point in the race where, I mean, obviously what happened last year with Moles, I was pretty bummed out about. Like, I did not mean to crash in that way. And so that was, but like the rest of it, I was not bummed out about it at all. Like, I was like, you just get to the point where you're like, gosh, like the race pays $1,500 to win. Like, I'm here to win it and send it. Like, it's not, you're not here to just like, oh, I'm happy running third. Like, nah, and it's Ventura non-wing. Like, literally the cars won't even fit side by side down the straightaway. Of course people are going to crash. You know what I mean? Like,
it's gonna be carnage at the Outlaw show there.
It's definitely gonna be. It'll probably be fun though. I bet the fans will love it though. Honestly.
It'll be fun to watch. I guarantee.
Yeah.
We're putting battle bars on. I'll fucking wreck everybody.
You're gonna need them because I think everybody's gonna be like, it's gonna be, dude. It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be a nightmare.
Oh.
JJ, what are your thoughts?
I don't know. Non-wing at Kokomo. What if non-wing guys show up? We'll probably get smoked.
No, it's only the World of Outlaw drivers.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to see it at Eldora.
Yeah, that'd be sick. I'd like that.
Like slick Eldora would be awesome.
Like a slick Eldora. I mean, because you think about it, the Million was dominated by wing guys 100 years ago.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
I don't know. I think Buddy would win at Kokomo. That would be my thing.
He'd be
Non-wing?
good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I bet it would probably be like I can't even
Wyndham
think of
says he'd win.
brand
Cooking.
non-wing other than me and Buddy. Wyndham would be good. Yeah, I forgot about
Wyndham would be the best, I feel like.
Yeah, I forget about him.
I wonder if Jay would have an 8-off at 17 inches, though.
Yeah, probably not. I would
He's
say
just ripping the bottom tighter than fuck.
Kind of an advanced question here. What is the biggest difference you guys all see with your racecraft when you're points racing versus non-points racing?
Oh, when you're points racing, you're out there just taking it easy, making sure that you don't wreck. And when you're actually not points racing, you can have fun and like drive hard. I don't know. I think more than anything, it's like you just gotta be really, really aware of the people around you and know that when you throw a big slider or something like that, that it's, you know what I mean, like that you just need to make sure that it clears by a lot because you can easily get yourself in a bad spot. I think points racing, like you're out there, like I feel like the years that Sweet was winning the championship, he's out there running 80%. You know what I mean? And like honestly, like there's not that much fun about that. But like, you know, ultimately, like winning a World of Outlaw championship, I still feel like is the pinnacle of the sport. So obviously it's something that I strive to achieve, but it's not fun. Like I had way more fun at Eagle, to be honest. Like way more fun. Even though I stuffed in the fence, like I would like I remember distinctly like right before that restart being like, I'm gonna get there. It's like I was gonna clear him. I knew I was gonna clear him, but I was short sliding across as fast as I could because I wanted to win the race. You know what I mean? Like that's way more fun to me, in my opinion.
So years ago, there was a fan, I think it was in Skagit. How cool would it be if they were watching this? But he was like, hey, man, what would your thoughts be if a national championship was literally decided off of a golf point structure? Wins were 1, second was 2, and, you know, so on. And then it was just like if you or, you know, like you basically get to a point where it's like you only get points for the top 5. And it's 5 points for 5th and 1 point for 1st. And then it's like you could go win 20-some races and crash 20-some times. It's like, how much better do you think the product would be? And I'm like, oh, that's stupid. And then I walked away and I'm like, that would be amazing to watch. You just leave it all out every night. Just rip it.
I'd have way more fun. I know that.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
Like,
JJ,
like it would be called like the Stableford golfing system. Like you described it terribly, but I know what you're talking about. You get like, you know, 3 points for a birdie, 2 points for a par, 1 point for a bogey. And then like out of the top 5 or the top 10 or whatever, they're just double bogey pickups. So like your golf scores are awesome when you play that way.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, that would be, it would definitely benefit guys like, you know, I feel like Carson and probably like Sheldon, honestly, guys that just go out there and pop off like you that can, like, but it'd be cool to watch.
That's
like,
one thing I do love about that's what I love about the high limit thing is the bonus.
Yeah, the bonus. Are you talking about when you run good the first night, you like lock in or whatever?
No, they're paying you. They're paying you. If you win the most races, you get like fucking 70 grand or 60 grand.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm like, that's badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a South sprint car league, and then we'll race like, you know, live style sprint cars, you know.
Yeah.
Everything will be just immaculate.
Dude, if we're team racing, I'm 10-time champion. For sure.
JJ,
me and my brother both combined, we have 9 outlaw wins.
Yeah.
JJ, what are your thoughts on Butler Motor Speedway?
Dude, badass place. Like it's every time I've been there, as far as like I've been to, I think 2 all-star shows there, or maybe an all-star and a high limit show, but it's always packed house. And there's a tree house out back that Jacob Weaver was conceived in, which is pretty cool. And yeah, no, Butler's like, I feel like it got a bad rap probably a couple years ago, you know, and like I feel like, I don't know, they race weekly there, and it's maybe not the strongest weekly stuff or whatever, but man, for what it is and how it's out there, like it's a badass place, and those guys that race there are fast at Butler, you know. I like Butler Speedway. I've always been a fan of it.
We're running there, right? This year, I'm pretty sure.
Probably.
Are we going there? The Outlaws are going there, I thought.
I like this next question here, which is, what are some racetracks that you guys really like that are now shut down?
Oh.
Trying to think of a racetrack
that track in Arizona. What's that track in Arizona?
Oh, Speedway. That place is sick. Yeah,
That place is sick.
That shut down, and it's close to like all good food and like.
Dude, Thanksgiving
Good
every year there was like good living.
Yeah, I agree. That.
What was that deal they did there with the 410s? It was like 4 nights or 3 nights. You guys remember that?
Yeah, I remember it was, and Buddy won like
Winter
2 of the 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
No, maybe it was Winter Heat. Like it was in January.
Mm-hmm.
I did the
we
winter
golfed every day. I went down there on
winter.
Tuesday. I golfed every single day, and then we'd go to the racetrack after.
Another one I was going to say Hanford, but Hanford's back.
Awesome.
Yeah, I feel like I have like 4 answers on the tip of my tongue, and I can't think of any of them.
I'm trying to think of like other tracks that have been shut down, man. Like I guess like I haven't like in my time being in racing, like I haven't really seen like a lot shut down, to be honest. But
out here, I liked Bakersfield before it was gone.
Oh yeah, Bakersfield. Yeah, I forgot about that. I like that track. Yep.
In Washington, we used to go to Yakima like twice a year, and it was a big half-mile like fairgrounds track at like the state fair. We raced during the races, and it was awesome every year. And it's shut down now, I'm pretty sure.
California was cool, and now it's back.
Dominic, a Twiler Silve wants to know if you could fire a crew guy, who would it be?
The only one I got right this second, I'd fire him. Why aren't you at the shop right now, Tyler? Get back to work.
Probably going to the
Trailers.
April Wilson, who I used to race with back in the day, she wants to know, Carson, JJ, and Dom, what is the nicest track you've been to?
Perth. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, I have not been to Perth, but facility wise, I feel like, dude, I don't know why, but I just loved it, and it was one of my favorite places ever. Was Weed Sport in New York. I thought it was just
Weed Sport is nice.
Weed Sport's
cool.
Grass and just a badass everything. The tracks.
They keep making it nicer too, honestly.
Yeah, Lucas Oil Speedway for me, I think.
Yeah, Lucas Oil is nice.
Number one. That place is so cool.
Was Mansfield really nice?
Not really. I mean, no, not really. Nothing like these other tracks that are being said. Like Perth, dude, is like next level. I mean, dude, it is unbelievable.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Dom, are you racing with Narc this weekend?
Yeah, it's my birthday Saturday.
Watsonville, right?
Watsonville, Santa Maria.
Yeah. That'd be cool to Santa Maria.
Someone said we should have mentioned East Bay as a track that shut down.
Oh, yeah.
East Bay
yeah. East Bay's sick.
I feel like we're going to think of 5 more of them while we do this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That first High Limit, like when it went national that weekend, was so much fun. Like that was a great weekend of racing.
Man, another thing I wanted to comment on too that got mentioned before, like the whole satellite thing or like the consulting you were talking about, like even Dominic, I feel like that's happening even a little bit like with like Sunshine and your brother and like and Spencer, and I almost think it's a good thing for like this past weekend, like you could tell like they're obviously like their motors aren't running. So like when all 3 of them are not, up to speed, you're like, well, obviously something's going on. But like I feel like more teams will do that just so that they can have more consistency in what they're seeing. Like you can even see like a lot of them guys are probably trying to, I don't know, help each other out a little bit. I definitely see like almost kind of like how Cup racing has like team cars, like
yeah, and I guess you're right. I didn't think of it that way, but that's exactly how I see it going. Like I feel like you're gonna see these like team ups that aren't really teammates, but they're sharing information and stuff. I mean, dude, when you look at the national group of guys, like your top guys on both sides, they are hands down the top of the elites, like incredibly talented. And then that second tier of guys that are like 6th or 7th down, those are all the guys that are needing that information. And that's when I think you can get some real R&D going. Like, hey, we think we should do this. And I don't know. I just see that playing out in the future.
Oh, I saw a track I should have said in a heartbeat.
I'm just waiting
JJ
for that
would
Outlaw
agree.
group chat to hit me,
JJ would agree with this one. Devil's Bowl.
Oh, yeah, Devil's Bowl.
Devil's Bowl is fun.
Dang, I forgot that shut down. That sucks. Oh, Beaver Dam's basically, a new one that's kind of, I think Scott Boyd sold that place, so that kind of sucks. But.
Master Gasser says rolling wheels, but he's wrong. No one misses spinning wheels.
Spinning wheels.
I don't know that track.
Big track. I think it's where McMahon set the all-time speed record when they They just got rain, and it's a big half.
Yeah, it went like 395 miles an hour.
But normally it's slick as hell. Like I remember we ran an outlaw race there, probably 15 years ago. And it was us and Steve on the front row. And Sam beat Steve and beat him pretty handily. And I remember being like all pumped up, and Sam came in and he was just like, dude, that was scary as shit. He's like, you're going so fast down that straightaway because it's so long. And then you get to the end of the straightaway at rolling wheels and you have no grip. Like he said, you basically throw the car in the corner and you're just like, hope it sticks. And I feel like a lot of people felt like that about
I know
rolling
I've
wheels.
been to some places that have shut down. Like, I can't fucking think of any. I-80 was great. Did you ever race I-80?
Yeah, that's another good one.
I-80 was awesome.
Did they shut I-80 down? Yeah, they did
it's
shut
been
down.
going
on. JJ. I-30.
Awesome
Little
track.
Rock.
Oh, I-30 was awesome.
Yeah. Dang, a
Little
lot. Hey,
Rock.
remember when I said not that many tracks have shut down since I started racing sprint cars? That's crazy.
That is.
What else we got? We got any new ones?
Oh, we got a bunch. Who do you think's the next Cali driver that's going on the national tour?
Oh, the kid for Myers.
Oh yeah, Jet Barnes. He's gonna do a good job, I think.
Yep.
I mean, I haven't seen him race a whole lot. He's raced in Watsonville this weekend, so with NARC, I'm really curious to see how that goes. But I know, I mean, just a little bit that I didn't even realize that he raced last year, huh, Dominic? Like I had heard that he had run last year.
I really honestly didn't remember. Where I remembered him from was his great run at Chili Bowl.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh yeah, he was something at Tulare, and I'm like, fuck, I don't even ever remember.
I feel like we were filling out our 360 Rookie of the Year ballot, and I feel like he was one of the. I think he might have been my nomination. I hadn't seen him race, but his resume was like, well, he ran good in California, and every year there's a good kid in California. So
Austin Wood, I think, is going to be really talented.
Yep, I agree.
Austin Wood is going to be the next California guy that I see that doesn't do much when I'm there, and then I start thinking he's not good, and then he lights it up. I did that with some Kyle Larson guy. The first few times I saw Buddy Kofoid race, I didn't think he was very good. And those aged really well. Like, those aged really well for me.
Quite a talent scout you are.
I'm hoping that my cousin Gage, he just moved out to Ohio. I'm hoping he can kind of get going.
I love Gage.
He's made a big move there, and I'm hoping that kind of pays off. But time will tell.
He looked good at Fremont. He looked good at Fremont.
So. Yeah, he just ran.
Yeah, honestly, I ran like, I don't know, I think, don't quote me on this, but I think like 8th or 9th at the All-Star show at Attica. It did take rubber, but like, I mean, still just to be in contention. There was like 50 cars, I think. So
yeah,
I think he led half of the weekly show, didn't he, guys?
Yeah,
Fremont and
I didn't. Honestly, I didn't watch it either. But our family group message has been kind of. I'm just always normally racing on the same night, so it's hard to watch it. But anyway, he's racing this weekend, I think, with us. So curious to see how he goes.
Someone said Manzanita. Never been there. I was supposed to go there, and I quit Sam the race before.
Yeah, I heard great things.
Yeah.
If you could race anything other than what you race now, what would it be?
I think
late model, probably.
I'm gonna go Formula One.
Oh,
like you run 20th at an F1 race, you still got a fucking supermodel wife and a house in Monaco. You're doing
I thought we were talking about dirt racing. I think I'd probably go Formula One as well. Like Formula One's pretty badass.
I think I'd fit in great because I could like get into a fight with somebody and I know I'd win because all these guys weigh like 45 pounds. Like, how sick would that be? It's the American again. That's right. I'm like worse than Lance Stroll, but I'd still fucking get down.
You'd be stuck in the car like on the Family Guy where Peter Griffin stuck in the food truck because he makes too much fattening food.
Yeah.
You know?
I got one. I got a question. How about can we do that?
Yeah.
What's your guys' pick? If you had to choose right now, obviously I'm not going to ask the other series because I'm part of it, so I don't want anybody to have any biased answers. But like, who do you think is going to win the high limit championship?
Dude, That's a good question right now.
I mean, I'll be honest. If you'd asked me before the season started, I'd have had a locked answer. But right now,
I got
I'm
my
not
answer. I got my
100%
answer.
sure.
I got my
Okay.
answer. Someone said they're going to Port Royal like 8 times.
Yeah.
Man,
That gives it to Reitzel to me.
He's good there, that's for sure.
he was definitely my beginning of the year. I thought he was like a for sure guy, but Thorson's been badass. Like,
Yeah. It's honestly blown me away how good like Tanner's been. Like obviously, like I give him a lot of credit. Like he's made that deal work. Like that coil deal. I think having Stevie in his corner has been helpful. But I mean, I always have known that Tanner could drive, but they've made leaps and bounds. That's for sure. Like I don't know, man. I still feel like Rico and Rick will get their stuff going on big tracks, and as long like right now they've only been going to small tracks, and so I don't think that's their like bread and butter, but it's tough. They got a decent deficit now. Like they're gonna have to come back, and Reitzel's no slouch on a big track either. And I think he's pretty close. If I haven't looked at the points, but I'm assuming he's pretty close.
yeah,
I'm sticking with my original pick. The engine thing concerns me. Seems like all the Stanton stuff is having a hard time, but like fucking Gio and Eric are 12 or 13 races in, and they have not done anything, I would say, over the top spectacular, and they're 2 points out of second.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I looked at the other day and I was
second.
like,
I think Gio's gonna run second in the deal.
Well, we were actually talking about the shop today, me and Drew and them. It's like it's crazy. Like Gio's actually had like a really quiet, consistent season because like they've obviously, like you said, like they haven't been a highlight car, but like they're like nearly tied with Reitzel. Yeah. Or tied with Rico, right? Or are they tied with Rico or something like that?
They're 2 points behind Reitzel right now for
okay. Yeah. It's like, man, like that's crazy because like I feel like, I mean, he probably feels like nobody's talking about him at all, but like that's pretty good. You know what I mean? Obviously for them not really having any kind of hype behind them with anything that they've done, but he's just been there every night. Like he's had like a lot of like fifths and podiums and stuff.
It's funny because like he's had some like ninths and tenths or whatever too, and he's like, dude, I just wait for these guys to fucking kill each other, and then the yellows come out and like things fall my way, and he's like, one of these nights I was gonna run 14th and everybody falls out, and he's like, then there's times late in the race where we start to come on, and he's like, everybody's already crashed out, so it's like I'm just kind of motoring through. So I think they're gonna only get better, but they're definitely gonna have to figure something out engine wise because like they're not gonna be able to go to Eldora or Port and flounder.
Yeah, I would say though, like seeing that all three teams struggle, that would be a clear indicator that that's definitely the problem. But I mean, you never know, right? But yeah, I agree. You got to have your motors running at them big places. But yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like, dude, even like running Eagle, it's like you think you get to the point where you're like, I mean, I wasn't running for points, right? So I know I was running extremely hard, but like you look around and you're like, man, nobody else must be running for points either.
Yeah, that's exactly what Gio says. Gio's like, everyone has forgotten we're racing for a championship. She's like, I'm hoping that everyone keeps doing that and they win a bunch of shit and I'll just fucking will my way into winning the championship.
Yeah, no, I mean, dude, and it's like even the other night, like he's like that quiet, consistent. Like at the end of the race there, like I ran third and he was actually like getting my inside on the bottom. But I think you're right. Like, dude, it's crazy. Like even like at one point, Reitzel wrecked, I think, and I'm like, dang, like you get half of the guys in the top, 6 or 7 in points, other than like I think had all wrecked, other than Thorson, and he was, other than Thorson and Gio, it's like I don't know. I feel like that doesn't happen very often in like the outlaw deal. Like, and man, like it's a virtue when if David crashes, he could pirouette through the air.
Yeah.
Do it, crash, and then they'll somehow get it out of the work area, or he crashes on a non-points night, or it's like, dude, it's like,
yeah. I couldn't believe the non-points thing. Like when I heard it, I'm like, oh fuck, this can be crazy for the points. I'm like, yeah, it's a non-points race. I'm like, well, there went all the excitement of Gravel's crash, and then when he crashed in where was it, Peevely, he comes and runs like 8th. I'm like,
I know
that was me. I'm throwing the fucking chassis away.
It's a point leader thing, though. I like remember Brad. He did the same thing the one night at Houston. It's like they blew coils on it. And he came back around like 9th. Like,
yeah, we have a question from a Zeeb Weiss.
No, Zeeb.
Never heard of him.
I
Zeke,
even know that
he
guy was
wants
still
to
alive.
know. He wants to know, Carson, where do you think you'd finish in the high limit points battle?
Oh man,
Easy.
like I'm not.
Whoever this Zeeb Weiss kid is, it's pretty mean to ask this.
I'm not gonna sit here and say and like call my shot, but I just probably would go off of the numbers, right? Like if you look at the numbers from the last 2 years, well, just even just last year, like our numbers basically say that we would win the championship. Like the 41, the 2, or the 83 would win the championship based on consistency, and I don't know, man. I think those three teams would be tough to beat, even if it was combined. So I don't know. I think it's just like what Gio said, man. It's like you gotta have, like, as much as I hate it at times, like you gotta have a championship mentality. Like you can't win the Outlaw Championship. I know that for sure. Wrecking out 3-4 nights out of the year, like that is just not gonna happen.
Okay, I'll answer the question. 150-point difference is what it would be. And this is the problem when we have fans ask questions like this. So
Fans.
yeah. Fucking he is a fan now.
I love it.
Zeeb.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know. I just
Master
think consistency.
Master Gasser says Gio has a high limit, has a average finish of 6.6 with high limit, and Carson would win the title. Says Master Gasser.
Hands down. If you took the top three well, I don't know where Buddy's at, but if you took Carson, if you took David, if you took Buddy, them three, they're winning the championship for sure. If you took, I think Sheldon probably wins the championship. I mean, you'd have to get down to like Donnie. I feel like where I think Donnie could do it, but I think Donnie's being almost over conservative for the high limit thing. But like you take those four guys, they win the high limit championship for sure. Not because they're way better. You don't beat World of Outlaw guys when you run for a points championship. And that's why I feel so strongly about Gio's chances, because even when he was shitty last year, like he was in the 18 car and they were having terrible nights and he was running 8th. Like it was like, fuck man, run better than 8th. And then you look at it, it's like 27 top 10s and 28 starts.
I remember him being like, still like 4th in points, if I remember right. Like he was good. Like, and the year before that, same thing. Like I'm pretty sure he ran 4th in points and was consistently there. So I agree with that for sure. Like from a points perspective, I definitely think he will 100% be there at the end. I guarantee you that. Like I do remember him being consistently right there. So like for sure, especially with like what you're saying, like if they could just get to like their engines going and get qualified on some of the big tracks, like that's going to help a lot.
Yeah.
I like this question.
I have a question here real quick, like devil's advocate to what? Well, actually, here, go ahead with your question.
Go because Miles going to change the topic.
How much more time do we have?
Like 40 minutes.
All right, I'm making a drink.
JJ, go with yours because mine's going to change the topic.
Well, so devil's advocate to what you're saying, like, all those guys are so much more consistent with the Outlaws, but like when you're out there racing with the high limit guys and keeping pace with those guys, like you said it yourself, you're more at like the 90 to 100 percentile. How much more do you think that would like, that would have to create some more DNFs for everybody? Maybe not that many, but like you guys are all consistent because in my opinion, you take care of each other a lot better. Nobody really, there's more give and take. There's a little more etiquette, I would say. Like the high limit deal's a little more of a free for all. It's just a lightweight title fight all the time, and so for those reasons, I feel like it would be a little bit harder to be more consistent. Also, Dom poured a tall one.
Yeah, I would say that's probably somewhat true, but I feel like Brad, like a guy like Brad, I mean, he just was still able to kind of do it, like stay consistent and like run his own race. I think what would happen is in the long run is guys like for me, right? Like do I enjoy points racing? I can't say I enjoy it, but ultimately I want to win a championship because it's the pinnacle of the sport is to win a championship, right? So I'm going to change the way I drive a little bit and be a little bit more conservative to win a championship. I think if you had a guy that was consistently like let's just use the past 2 championships, a David and a Buddy out there beating you by 150, 200 points every year, you're going to go, man. Like, I remember distinctly being that young kid going, man, maybe I got to reframe the way I'm doing this. Like, I just won, double-digit races, and Brad beat me in the championship, winning 5. Like, so you just have to somewhat shift your mindset, and I think eventually that would happen. I think a lot of the reason, too, why you're seeing that also is just like, man, you got young guys running high limit. Like, it just seems like you got younger guys to me, like, that are like, maybe I'm wrong by saying that. I mean, I probably, the stats maybe say that there's just as many young guys running the outlet. I don't know. It just seems like you got like younger, newer guys out there running that for that series a little bit.
So the next question,
there's youth for sure. It feels like.
Yeah.
Next question we have is, if there was a short track that got a crown jewel race, what track would you want with a big field? They suggested Eagle, I-55, and asked if there was somewhere else.
Those are both. I-55 right now is absolutely top tier.
Yeah, Peavey would be sick.
I always throw Grand Forks in here. Insane
Grand
crowd,
Forks would be
insane
cool.
track.
Yeah, it seems like financially it could happen. That's for sure. Peavey's got a lot of grandstands, so I feel like it would be possible. I think that's the biggest thing that holds back Crown Jewels from being a small track. Is just like, you got to put some people in the grandstands, So
The other one off the top of my head would be Jacksonville. I'd love a crown jewel race at Jacksonville. That's where Carson. That's where Carson told me he ran the smartest race he ever ran in his life.
And the back in the days.
Yeah, in the old Drivers Project interview, you said that was like you were chasing Hod, and that was like one of the smartest races you ever ran. That's what you said in the interview at the time.
I remember thinking, I don't know how he's going that fast, but I'm just gonna let him go that fast and just hope that something happens, because Sheldon, when he turns it on, man, it's like, it reminds me of like James Stewart, you know what I mean? Like when he it's like, dude. And then like sometimes obviously he crashes because he's going so fast, but like sometimes he doesn't, and it's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, I consider him and Corey Day are James Stewart.
That's such a good analogy. Like, just like everybody's wide open, but somehow they figure out a way to carry more. That's hilarious.
Here's a guy that here's a guy that deserves some credit. The Rodman Rundown says, how about Michael Dutcher leading crew chief of the month with high limit? I think that's awesome and insane.
Is that true? Like, what's the criteria for leading that?
Most points in the month, I believe. Like most high limit points in the month, and like
that's pretty cool.
When I think about it, like Hank Davis has been solidly like top 5, top 10 every single race. Like, you want consistency, he's been delivering consistently.
Hank Davis has done a really good job. Like, you know, they had to take it, a first couple of nights, to figure it all out. And then it's like, I think they've continuously shown that they deserve to be there, which is really cool.
Hank gotten better for sure.
Hank reminds me of JJ. Not so much the driving style, but like
the perseverance.
The picking of rides and not being scared. Like, oh, other people didn't go good in this ride. I don't know if I should get into it. And it's like,
I just
believing in yourself.
It's funny. I just told him at a Buffalo Wild Wings in Arizona. Like, I listened to one of his interviews. I think it was on the Rodman or the High Limit Room deal. And I'm like, dude, you're like the most like me of any national guy that I've heard talk in like probably ever. I'm like, it's hilarious because he reminds me of me a lot. Not necessarily, we don't really race the same, but like, he's ultra super duper talented. Like, his natural ability level's far higher than mine ever was. But like, in general, he reminds me of me a lot in a lot of ways. He's a good kid.
Who would win if Carson and Dom flipped 41 cars for a night?
Yeah, it's easy too. The guy that would win the high limit points.
Flip 41 car. Oh, like, so I run his car and he runs mine.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the track though, too, a little bit too. I mean, like, I don't know, man. Like,
we talking 20-second lap times. Big Dick's got a chance.
I think it depends on the track.
I just think of like what was it? Oh my God, it's probably a couple years ago now. We were at Tulare at a race. It was like November. And when I tell you I'm pounding the life out of the fence, like I am 4 wheels in the wall and he's running around the bottom and I'm like all over him. I'm like, we're gonna drive by him. Like we've got him. And then a red comes out like right when I'm getting to like his rear end.
I caused the red.
Oh, that's right. You murdered that guy. That was hilarious. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I do remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had the front end blown out of it. Dude.
So Carson, absolutely annihilates this guy, and really wasn't Carson's fault. Carson slid this guy, and this poor kid was like, "Oh fuck, wham!" And we go green, and I'm like, "Okay, just like get to the top in 3 and 4. Carson's around the bottom. I'll slide him through 1 and 2." He slides across, moves up, and I'm hustling it with everything I've got, and we just stay in the exact same distance for the next 20 laps. And that's like, fuck,
Yeah.
like, how are you gonna beat a guy like that?
Honestly, I got a little bit lucky for that red to come out because you were coming on the top, and luckily we stopped in 3 and 4. And Tulare, everybody runs down and tells you where to run because I didn't really know that the top was getting better, to be honest. But sometimes
One thing
that's
like
just
I've always respected about you was like you won when you weren't supposed to win, and then you kind of just like always could find a way to win a race. Like I remember when you won Gold Cup, like you really shouldn't have won that race. Like it was just like you weren't going to lose. You got to the point where it's like, I'm going to fucking do whatever it takes. And then like you kind of did the same thing. Like you get in the midgets and it's like, all right, like we're just going to make it happen. And, I remember you running like Hans Lean's car and in IRA shit. You just always, and I think really when you look at it and like not, blowing smoke, but like the great guys that, become the elites, they find a way to win under any circumstance. Like David Gravel's, he won in Bill Rose's car. He won in his own shit. He's won at every step along the way. The Destiny Motorsports car. And so all these guys always win and they find ways. And I just think that you're a guy like that. Like you just find a way to just make it happen.
A perfect example of that. I don't know if you feel like this, Carson. I was at that National Open that you won. I was just watching as a fan, the first one. And, I remember feeling like for the whole 40 laps, you weren't going to win that race. Like it always seemed like there was someone coming and now this guy was going to beat you. And then another guy seemed like they were coming and then with like 5 laps to go, it's like, no one's going to beat him. Like that's a race where I can think of off the top of my head where Dom's 100% right about you. Like I remember being sure you were going to lose the National Open because so-and-so was coming. And then with like 5 to go being like, nope, it's his.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, I think like it probably maybe goes back to like what I said, like even like the national, like I remember winning that race and like it's kind of what I was saying about JJ, like just real, like after I won that race and I'm like, man, like I can do this. You know what I mean? Like I even think that happens with a lot of drivers in the past. Like I feel like after Brad won the nationals, he like elevated a lot. Like it was almost like it registered in his brain, like I can beat these guys. And then he turned it on and won the championship the next year. So I don't know. I think winning probably just eases your mind. It's like things are possible, I guess. You know what I mean?
We had someone write, can we get rid of the work area and provisionals? I would go on a rant about that, except I've already gone on a rant about that 27,000 times. Master Gasser says River Cities is the only race. Someone else suggested Cedar Lake.
Cedar Lake's awesome.
Zeb Wise said you got to at least think Kokomo. I'm down on Kokomo, and here's why. I think JJ went to the race too. Did you go to the race Roudine race, JJ? At Kokomo.
No, not.
I feel like you and I went as fans to the Kokomo race Roudine.
Hey, that Zeeb guy ran all right in Kokomo.
Yeah, that spun the son of a gun out.
And they didn't pack the place for that race. That you had a $26,000 to win race. I think Sam ran it. Sam ran it. That's why I was there. But I remember the stands not even being remotely packed, and I just thought that was terrible that you could have a track that good paying $26,000 to win, and that the place wasn't packed. It was kind of mind blowing to me. So I kind of put that one out of my mind. What else do we got here? We got a bunch of questions. Someone asked, I gotta find it. Oh yeah. On the topic of crew chiefs, who would you guys say is the best crew chief right now that is part of a full-time team? I feel like I know Carson's answer.
Yeah, Philip Cheats. You have no choice.
I don't think Carson even needs to answer that. Dom, JJ, what are your thoughts?
I mean, Cody's pretty hard to argue with.
Yeah, I gotta go with Cody just because I gotta go with Cody or Eric. Like when you go off of like success, they're the two most successful guys, and then yeah, you would have Phil as like I don't know how you wouldn't have those top three. I guess Ricky.
I think you gotta definitely like. I mean, I'd say Phil hands down is my number one, obviously, but like I think just like the time and like experience that Ricky Warner has is like, shoot. I mean, he's been a crew chief for like.
Yeah.
I think like longer than I've been alive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe as long as Phil's been alive, to be honest. Like the guy's
Old
just
motherfucker.
dude, he's
got to be
he's
number
just been
one.
doing it for a long time and has a lot of accomplishments, obviously. But
When I
yeah,
get
I mean, I think my
those
guy.
questions, here's how I look at it. Like I get this about what driver's better, and the way I'd answer what driver's better than is the better than the other drivers is the same way I'd answer the crew chief, which is on Cody's best day, on Ricky's best day, on Philip Dietz's best day, any guy you want to name on their best day, who do you think would win? And my answer is Ricky.
Yeah.
Hard to bet against him.
Right. He's elite. He's like, yeah, and like you're saying, he's been around so long. He's been at like the top of the game for longer than we've been alive.
I'm probably a little biased, obviously, but like I just think Phil's car, dude, when it's on, like it is unbelievable. Like that race, that remember, like obviously you do remember because you guys were there, like you guys were leading, but like I'll never forget 2021 Volusia, dude. That thing was like I mean, I've never drove anything like that in my life. Like, dude, I could start my slider in turn 4 and just still clear the guy by like 7 car lengths. Like it just was like ridiculous, man. Like it was like I could just run around there matted and never slip a wheel. And like that thing, I remember having no confidence going into that race because he changed like all 4 bars. He made a couple shock adjustments, changed the wing, moved the front axle. And I'm like, dude, like we're on the front stretch and they're literally, or the back stretch, and they're literally yelling at me for my guy to get off the track, and we're cranking away. It's like, I'm thinking there's no way we know where we're at this point. And then it was like 10th to the lead. Like, just like, dude, it was ridiculous. That was the best car I've ever had.
Do you think Phil would be a good interview? Because like he's very quiet. And he just seems like a really shy guy, but like Sam's told me his story coming up, like with ASCS and Jason Johnson. It's pretty insane. Like Sam said it was like one of those deals where like Phil would be sleeping on the shop floor and like truly putting in his time. And then the other compliment I'd give Phil is Jason Johnson said like Phil basically worked wonders on the car during that break in the 2016 Knoxville Nationals. And then the other thing I think is a mark of a really good crew chief is like making so many different style drivers fast. And like Phillips made you fast. He made Jason Johnson fast. Shane Stewart won like the Jason Johnson Classic, like first night in the car. Got Parker Price Miller and Outlaw win. Your brother, like you start going down this list, and it's like, who's been slow driving for Phillip?
Literally nobody. Like that's the thing. I feel like I don't know. I mean, I think like to be honest with you, like I do a lot of the talking, obviously for Phil and I, but like even when we like do stuff like at the banquet and stuff like that, I feel like I'm always the talker. But I do think Phil would be a good interview. I mean, I think he'd give you the honest truth on his journey, and I think he's paid his dues. That's for sure. I feel like he's definitely. I mean, I don't know. I think Phil probably for the longest time didn't get a lot of recognition. Like maybe he didn't get the recognition that he deserved because I think Jason was so hands-on. I think most people just assumed, oh, well, Jason's doing everything. But like, which I think he was obviously the last, like the final decision. I think him and Phil were kind of just like bouncing stuff off of each other. But man, like I was the first one to drive the 41 after Jason has the accident. And like, dude, it was a rocket ship. Like, I mean, Phil definitely knew what he was doing. That's for sure. And he paid close attention. And he had a couple of deals. I think he left at one point, worked at KKR and like worked for Brad and a couple of them went back. So I don't know. I mean, I think I agree. I'm like you. That's how I usually pick out a good mechanic is like, you can watch a good mechanic work with several different drivers. And it's like, no matter who the driver is, like they might not be the best guy all of a sudden because they've got that mechanic, but it sure does elevate them. Like you're like, oh man, like all of a sudden he knows, like he's ripping. Like usually that means that the mechanic knows what he's doing. I mean, if you see that consistently.
Hey, not to go off on a tangent, do you remember when I puked in his wife's car on your birthday?
In Phil's?
Yeah.
What's that?
When we were in Lake Ozark.
Oh yeah,
that
dude,
bar?
that was when that was my birthday. That was like Memorial Day weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It
dude.
was.
That was a good time
That was
though.
a good time.
Backwater Jacks.
Yeah.
The legendary Robbie McQuinn says we need to get Phil on our show if we can get him to sit down for an hour.
Yeah. He's got 2 kids, man, a wife, a race team, a lot of sponsors.
So here's a question for all you guys. The question for all you guys is, and this is going to be a hard one, is they want each of you to name like the 3 most naturally talented drivers you've raced with.
Jeez.
Oh, that's easy for me, I think. Honestly.
Kyle, Corey, Bell.
Yeah. Easy. I mean, those are guys that just like, dude, it's crazy to me, like Corey, like just when you take some time off of running a sprint car and you come back, things do happen faster. And it's like first night back win. I mean, Kyle's the same, Bell's the same. Like they just get back in. It's like you would have thought they ran 100 races that year. You know, it's just crazy.
I think Tim's another one that would be like an honorable mention on that list. Like he's been just super duper, just excelled all the way through all the time. Like
Ryan Timms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michigan Outdoorsman says we need the Gazin to come out already. There's been too many broken backs this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I know that's a big topic right now, and I guess I just don't know what the right answer is. Like not a lot of people, like I wouldn't go public about this, but I broke my back at Skagit in 2023, and I feel like that was like, I mean, I was mounted normal like everybody else is, bolted to the car. So I went the chasm route because I'm like, God, there's got to be a better mousetrap. But obviously you see a lot of guys getting hurt. Like, I don't know what's right anymore. I wish somebody could tell me though, so I could make my car that way. So I know I was not going to have that happen, but I just feel like nobody's really has any answers. A lot of people got a lot of theories, you know, but
yeah, the problem for us, and I think you'd all agree, is we're too niche of a sport that we'll never have the money where we can actually sit down and test. So all anyone can do is guess. We're just making best guesses. And that's all it's ever going to be. It's just always going to be a guess. So I know I come on here and I criticize the safety council every now and then, but I still don't blame them for not coming up with the answer because we just don't, honestly, it's shitty to say we just don't have the resources. I think it's going to be, I think we're at least thinking about it though. So I think in like 10 years down the road, we're like, oh, it was so obviously this. But I don't think this is going to be like an snap your fingers and we all realize it moment where we figure out what's going on.
For the record, this question was about Dominic's custom butt plug.
Yeah.
Is that what it was about? I didn't know.
It's called the Gasm, and it's
flavor
exotic bullshit that we kept talking about on this show, and mounts right to the center of your seat. And Dominic runs a triple XL in his car, and he hasn't had a since.
It's almost like a trailer ball.
I know for me, like, look, I think was Scott Kaufman, like, just I know there's a lot of pushback, you know what I mean, but I think for me, like I see, you know, everyone right now, people are breaking their backs, and I get that, and nobody wants to see that, especially me, right? But like, I think it's so hard to just criticize. Like Scott has been nothing but good to me, and you know, and I feel like, you know, people were breaking their backs before Chasm, and like him and Ron Shaver just tried to come up with something to help these guys and make it better. And I feel like a lot of people, you know, when I feel like a lot of people are criticizing them now, but I do feel like they're trying to do what's best for the sport. I think they are trying to they built a product. Yeah, they're trying to, obviously everybody that gets into business is trying to make money, but at the end of the day, I think they did try to do something to improve what we've got going on. And I don't know. I just wish we could, like you said, like I wish we could see some sort of like data that tells us absolutely, this is 100% amazingly awesome and it's going to be helpful. Like who's to say like with like certain situations, if somebody wouldn't have had it and they wouldn't be paralyzed? Like, I don't know, I don't know. And I hear this argument often that people say, oh, well, this never used to happen back in the day. Like, no, I know people died back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, there's people that literally like are paralyzed. No, like, yes, stuff did happen back in the day. Like, there's people dying, people getting flying out of cars. Like, I mean, I know at the Lenders, I seen an old picture of some guy at Fremont. He's literally like got ejected out of the race car.
That
Like,
picture's insane.
yeah, like don't tell me that stuff didn't happen back in the day. Like it definitely did. You know what I mean? And so I don't know.
Bradley Reynolds wants to know whose idea was to put us, Chaz, and Jeremy Elliott on the same night. We never know what night we're going to record. We're just trying to line up schedules. We're just happy to get people together.
And I don't think we know what night they are either, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Listen to all of them.
Yeah. Daryl, the sound always sounds like Dom's blowing up the toilet after tacos and Fortaleza. If I buy you guys 4 quality mics to bring to Texas, will you guys bring them, please? Easy sponsorship. Well, the reality is I actually bought everyone badass mics. JJ was religious about using his, but the computer he normally uses has been causing syncing problems. That's why for a bunch of episodes, I had to put like a graphic up for JJ because his voice and face was totally out of sync. Dom just hates wearing the headphones. It's actually the headphones that do way more. Dom, I believe, actually has the mic too. It's the headphones. Not having the headphones is what screws up the sound, or the earphones is what screws up the sound. Biggest disappointment and surprise so far of 2026. I don't have a clue how to answer that.
Nothing has really surprised me.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been surprised that Rico's been struggling kind of like he has this early in the year, but and like you guys said, I mean, I don't know that it's been necessarily his cup of tea racetracks, but at the end of last year, everywhere they went, they were top tier. So I'm a little surprised by that. I wouldn't say I mean, it's disappointing if you're like a Rico fan wanting to see him win the championship, but like I still think they got plenty of time to right the ship.
I mean, I would call Tanner a surprise. Like, I mean, I know he had speed at times last year, but I don't think that anybody expected him to come out like. I mean, dude, they've been exceptionally good, like consistently exceptionally good. I feel like that. I don't think anybody had that on their bingo card. I think we would have said, oh yeah, I think he'll win a few races, but I think they've been good.
Hey, one guy picked him to be the standout breakthrough driver of the year this year on the Drivers Project. That was me.
Who was that?
Good call.
Yeah,
I would say like a disappointment. I really can't think of like.
Me either.
Man, I don't know. Like, I don't really feel like there's anyone that I'm like, yeah, they've been really disappointing. Like, the Rico thing doesn't surprise me that much just because, like, I feel like they struggled a little bit at the beginning of last year, and then they just pick it up, and obviously, like, they go on a tear usually, like, but, like, if you look at his I think actually Jeremy Elliott did like a 90 at 9 on this, and like they went through the same lull at the beginning of the year and then just like ramped big time as the season kind of gets into like the slicker, like bigger tracks. I feel like they excel. So I don't know.
Another surprise, I think, would be Hank Davis. I think that he's been when he came on board. I feel like everybody's like, oh, Tanner Holmes has got Rookie of the Year, and like. I don't think anybody expected them to be running as good as they are consistently. So that'd be a positive one.
I saw Harry Johnson say we haven't asked one of his questions. I didn't know I'd skipped any. I'm going back quickly. He asked, did you guys all start out in karts?
Junior sprints for me. Dom too, right?
Yeah.
Junior sprints. You didn't run anything before juniors, did you?
I ran a go-kart, like a pavement go-kart for 6 races, and then right into junior. I bought his cousin's junior sprint.
Yeah.
I found that picture of my first win on dirt. He ran second. It was in Visalia. And on the last lap, like he got over my left rear a little bit.
Yeah.
We had this picture in my room growing up, and we found it the other day. I'm like, fuck it. It's got to be 20-some years ago now, but
Dude,
was
you
really
won
cool.
like early. I remember that. Like you came out like it would have been like probably I don't know, few races into your rookie year. I remember that.
Yeah, it was like my third night on dirt, and we won.
Yeah.
It was the first night I didn't have to start in the back.
Yeah, because that's right. They had the 2 race rule where you had like a rookie flag on, and then I remember being like, yeah, you were good right out of the gate.
Yeah, I remember Cody Key they'd always have some hopped up engine on their
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, dude, Cody.
Question
like,
here from
yeah.
question from 24 Sprinter. Carson, how long did it take post surgery for you to feel 100%?
Oh man, believe it or not, like a long time. Like I remember, so I went when I broke my leg. They did surgery on it. I come out of the surgery deal, and my lower limb specialist was awesome, and he was like, "It's going to be basically 6 weeks before you can walk again, and a year before you feel like 100%, where you can like run and like not really feel it on a daily basis." And I was like, a year, like, dude, get out of here. Like, no chance. You know what I mean? But I would say it was every bit of a year before I like felt normal in the gym, like running, like doing a lot of the things that I used to do. Every bit of a year. The walking part was not true. Like I was walking in 4.5 weeks, or at least trying to walk, like, limping around. But I was pretty determined because I knew Volusia was like right at that 6 week mark. So I was like, dude, I knew, like, I remember being in Australia, and I was probably at like the 4.5 week mark, and I started like partial weight bearing, and got in Jamie Veal's car and like realized like I'm in trouble. I couldn't get past like very much past 90 degrees with my legs, so I couldn't get to the brake pedal. You know what I mean? So I called the doctor. Luckily, like he was a super nice guy, gave me his cell phone number, and he's like, I said, hey, how do I got to get some more range of movement in this thing, or I'm going to be in big trouble here. Like I got to race Volusia at the 6 week mark. And he was like, man, I don't think you're going to be able to race. He's like, but it's just scar tissue. Like you just need to lay on your back and crank on it as hard as you can. He said, it's going to hurt, but if you can break up that scar tissue, man, like you'll be in good shape. And like, I was able to get to full range of motion in like a couple of days after that, just cause I was like, dude, it was so painful, but honestly, it was worth it. Like once I got to full range of motion, it was like so much relief. I think, just a scar tissue buildup must like cause it to be like, it was just like achy and painful before that.
Someone said here, I got to find who it was. They said Joey Carr said Jimmy Carr is a top 5 crew chief of all time. Absolutely underrated. I think on this pod that's pretty obvious. Dom, I'm sure you'll chime in on that.
Without question, best guy I've ever raced with, hands down.
You like cut out for a second there. Who was it?
Jimmy Carr.
Oh, Jimmy Carr.
Carson won with Jimmy.
Yeah, man, I had a blast racing with the one night that I got to run with Jimmy. Like, I think he's a great mechanic. I think like the stuff him and Lasowski did back in the day. I mean, I know Lasowski's pretty involved, but like, I mean, like Dominic, that one, like I feel like you guys had a lot of success together. I think he's a good mechanic.
Yeah, he's
one thing. One thing I always remember is Silva stayed at our shop the one year when they came up for the Outlaw shows, and I was kind of asking him about Jimmy because I'm a fellow Canadian and like we're from the opposite sides of the country, so I didn't really know much about him. And what he said Jimmy was really, really good on was like understanding the metals that went into the frame. And like, is that a fair thing to say, Dom? Like he's pretty advanced on what you wanted where in a frame?
It just seems like he understands like how everything works. Like it's not, I feel like you see some of these guys that are like, oh yeah, well you just, if you're tight, you just put a little more right rear in it. But he would understand like, hey, you're tight, but you're down left rear tight. Like we need to this, and this. And, there was a lot of things where when Jimmy and I first started, I remember it clear day. He's like, why are you over the fucking cushion every night? And I'm like, well, I don't know. Like, I just got to get to the cushion to get going. He's like, why don't you try the other parts of the racetrack? I'm like, well, I don't understand. He goes, I'm trying to make the car good everywhere else. Like you can run the cushion, start working everywhere else. And that was in 2020. And then I started like, oh, all right. Like I can peel off, I can do shit. And then I started to figure out how to drive more of how his drivers drive. Like, when he raced with Danny could run other parts of the racetrack. And that's kind of where I felt like those couple of years where we had a bunch of success. I learned how to race away from just the cushion. And I think the majority of my success was not just being able to pound the curb, was be able to move away. And it was because Jimmy kind of taught me how to do that. And we had a race car that was good enough to do that. I do think that like these new tires that we've been on the last couple of years have been different than the H's or the HCWs. And like, I think that he struggled to get me comfortable, and I really have struggled to get myself comfortable. Whereas, it was just a completely different animal. Like what we're doing right now, and I feel pretty good the first couple nights out, is so different to what we were doing with Jimmy. Like we never would have even dreamed of trying it. But yes, one of the greatest to ever touch a race car.
Stuff's definitely changed. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Michigan Outdoorsman asked a question I can definitely answer. And I don't feel like you guys will know the answer, but the second I say it, you'll agree. He asked, why do chassis handle better after being wrecked? You always hear these stories about such and such a car was this, and then they wrecked it, and then it became good. The answer is honestly, because you re-squared it. That's honestly the answer. You re-squared the front end, you re-squared the rear end, you went over everything to make sure it was right because you just wrecked. Over time, the car gets a little bit out of square, just a little wee bit, and just as time goes on, you re-square the car after one of these wrecks, and that's why the cars tend to be better. I assume everyone agrees with me on that.
Yeah, I've never really felt like a crashed car's been better. Like, I feel like usually it's a car thing. Like I've had cars that you unload brand new and they're really good, and you crash them and you clip them and they're really good. Then I've had cars that you unload and it's like, hey, this thing kind of just lays over and doesn't do what it's supposed to do, and you crash it and you fix it and it lays over. Like I kind of feel like if it ain't good in the first 5 or 6 nights and it's like the normal shit you normally do, if you don't have something wrong that you're missing, fucking shit can it. Like the car's not right.
Let's ruin the market for every World of Outlaw team ever, or every national team ever. Do not buy a used car from a national team that has 4 to 6 races on it or less. That means they tried something and they didn't like it. When teams like their cars, they will run them into the ground. Is that fair to say?
That's fair to say.
I run all Carson's old cars.
Yeah, but they got none of them have 4 to 6 races on them.
No, they're good.
All of them.
That's just
all of them have done a full life cycle. Like I would say, ours we normally we'll do. I mean, we're on a bit of a different deal too, to where we'll run like 30 races on a car and then try to cycle it because we try to get some value back out of it. I feel like if we get to the point where just wreck it. You know what I mean? And it's not fixable. Some of those cars might be fixed too. Like I know the ones that we have, right? Like they always go back to Max and get fixed and get sold. So I mean that sometimes is some of it too. But I would say for the vast majority of like the outlaw teams, we very rarely get bad cars. And like the way we're racing, we're running for a championship. Like we're not. I can't even tell you the last time we were like, yeah, we got this experimental car. Like that just, for us, we don't do that. But maybe some other teams do. I just feel like when you're on the outlaw tour, it's like, if it doesn't work and now you're gone from the shop for 4 weeks, like where are you going to put it? And now you're down to one spare, right? So it's just like, it's tough, man. Like I even look at the wing situation. Like we talk about that all the time, right? It's like, a qualifying wing, man, everybody has got to have one now, it seems like. But it's like, dude, all of a sudden you got one qualifying wing, and you got a big nose and maybe a couple skinny nose, or a couple big nose and a skinny nose. It's like you go wreck a couple times, like a couple of wings, and now you're down to literally one wing that you can race on, and your qualifying wing that costs double what a regular wing does because they got to make the center section by hand. Like it makes it tough. Like, I feel like that's why guys like Silva and them were the first ones on the scene with them, because, they're going to go race for a weekend and then go back to their shop.
I agree. I think it's more of a regional. It makes more sense for like a regional team to do shit like that than it does You could like I have 4 different wings in my trailer.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah,
one
just
up there is different, and then I've got a qualifying wing.
Yeah.
But every weekend I come home. So if I fuck one up, okay, well I'm gonna run a skinny nose for the rest of the night.
Right.
You know, like or we're on a drop board now. But like
Right.
I've got a drop board, a skinny nose, a big nose, and then a qualifying wing.
We have a question. We had a question. I'm trying to find it. We have so many messages in the chat. It's actually screwing up my chat when I try to find old questions. Someone asked, "What do you think?" Like Tanner Holmes. I can't bring it up, but they asked, "What do you think Tanner Holmes and the effect? People that are really good on social media and the effect of the high limit races being on Fox Sports. What do you think that did for the sport?" I don't know if you guys want to answer that. I can answer that if you guys don't want to.
I just want to know, what does he make a month on his fucking subscribers?
He kills it, man. I think he kills
Mother
it.
of God.
He's killing it.
He does.
He's killing it.
Yeah. Yeah, he
Like
is.
he actually made
We're-
me like I've gotten more involved in social media literally because of him, because he was racing for Tarleton's and like he was nice enough to share some of his, just some of the stuff he's got going on, and I'm like, dude, you are lighting it up. Like he's I don't know, it's tough, man. I think you got to have the personality though. Like I feel like he's like a social media kid that races, where like I'm a racer that like struggles to do social media. I'm trying my best, but it's tough, man. Like it's not my personality, that's for sure.
And that's what makes him good too, is he's authentic. Like whenever guys
Yeah.
like he try and do it, it's so forced and terrible. Like it's just I mean, like when you put a mic, hey, let's get to the race, and it's a tough look. Like a guy like him, he's just perfect for it.
I think he
my favorite
likes doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
my favorite thing is the people trying to copy what he's done, and it's just so forced now. Like you just, and that's what you're saying. Like when you say genuinely likes doing it, you can see the posts on social media now where it's like, this person just was trying to make money. They weren't trying to. It's pretty obvious.
But it's good for the sport overall. All those eyes, everything. Tanner bringing like an extra, however many eyes every single night is all good for the sport.
Yeah, and it's like the crash testing. It's hard to quantify. Like I think I said this on a recent pod. I think is like when Tony Stewart would come to your track for a night. All these NASCAR fans would be there, but I don't have a clue what we converted. I don't have a clue if we converted 0 people, or if we converted like 200. It's very hard to say, and I think with that stuff, it's really hard to say. Like I don't know really how you quantify it. So it's obviously never bad. It's never bad being on TV. It's never bad getting exposure, but it's just so hard to quantify that. I don't know. What would you guys?
I think for me, like I was always in the mindset that like, without sharing Tanner's business, because that's definitely not what I want to do. But like I was always in the mindset, like if you just like when it came to like making money outside of the race car, meaning like selling merchandise or getting sponsors or any of that stuff, right? Like I just was always under that mindset that like if I just win races, if I win races on the national level, I will definitely, all that stuff will come. And like just registered in my mind, like when I like talked to Tanner, I'm like, this kid is, I mean, with all due respect, like obviously he's a rookie, but like he's never won a national race, on like in a 410, and like he's killing it, obviously. And it's like, man, it just goes to show you like the power of social media. I mean, from a sponsorship standpoint, like he had great sponsors on his family car, and then from a merchandise standpoint, he's killing it. Like, and I mean, you look at a lot of the racetracks like we go to, his line at the end of the night was long as Kyle's. Like, I think that says the power of it's obviously like, I mean, it's undeniable to me.
Yeah, and I can say from like trying to build our show, like when we first did the Drivers Project, we came out with these articles, and immediately like just got all these followers. Couldn't believe it. Today's time, you really can't build the followers quickly. Like you can't build the subscribers quickly. The algorithms have changed it so much. So like I look at a guy like Tanner with all his subscribers, and it just makes me think, man, what a badass, because he was in before anyone knew it. He was in before there was any algorithms. Was he built this massive crowd, and it's like on one hand I'm like, holy shit, that's insane. I can't imagine making that money, but all those guys that have those killer subscriber counts, I just have so much respect for them figuring out to do this or wanting to do it before it was worth money. Like I promise you, in Tanner Holmes' first 100 videos, he did not kill it. I promise you, they were probably terrible. So I have so much respect for those guys for actually going out and making it happen. And then the neat thing about Tanner, sorry JJ, is like I don't know what his limit is. Like every time I see him, I feel like I remember the first time I saw him was at an ASCS race, and he plugged it into the infield fence at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Then I saw him in the 1A. Then I saw him pass Trey Starks at the friggin' Dirt Cup. And what's his ceiling? I don't think any of us know.
Yeah, and at one point he was probably like the best outlaw kart racer like around. Like he would go to those give back races and like the big elite outlaw kart races and like run with Kyle and those guys. Like he's super talented, so it's exciting to see what might happen there. But no, one thing I was just gonna say is like dealing with that social media stuff. It's not like you post on the internet and you collect a check. Like what he does is hard, dude, because if you want to put yourself in that world and deal with all those people, like social media is badass and there's a lot of awesome stuff and it's got a lot of power and good stuff that comes with it. But you ever scroll through his page after any night that he doesn't win on the high limit tour, and there's a lot of toxic bullshit you got to deal with on there too. That's like, for me, like, I mean, I would love the checks at the end of the month and stuff, but like just dealing with all of that is almost not worth it, man. It would affect your quality of life, I feel like, in a lot of ways. Like, but if you weren't, you know, I think everything that kid's been done racing wise has been filmed like since he was like 5 years old. You know, he's like literally built for it. But just to get on there and mess with that, like just to get on there like a guy like Carson or a guy like me, it's like there's a lot of negative shit on there, man. And it's like, if you're doing all right without it, there's no real reason to even mess with it. Like I just post.
I give him the most amount of credit for the bad nights. Like
for
dude,
sure.
When I run like in the back, there ain't nothing worse I could think of than getting on social media and being like, yeah, I ran like, you know, terrible tonight and it's terrible. Like we were awful. Like, you know what I mean? But like, dude, he'll still like get on there and be so positive. And I'm like, dude, I literally would, I mean, I couldn't think of anything worse, to be honest. Like that's where I'd struggle.
It's funny. Like, I mean, he's done such a fantastic job. And I had a Twitter before my current Twitter account, and I had like 30,000 followers. And I remember like thinking it was like the weirdest thing, because I would post just fucking shit. Like whatever thought came to my head, I'm tweeting it. And then some guy with 3 followers would be like, "You're a fucking idiot," and I'd be like, "Hey, fuck you!" Like I would never. And so like to me it was fun because I'd be like, I'm just gonna post my shit, and like, you know, I got to a point where I was posting like win pictures in my underwear and shit, and I'm like, okay, like I might be going a little bit far here, but I just thought it was funny. And like,
yeah, but
it's crazy
you're
now.
More
like,
calculated. You're more
built
calculated than you let on, though. Like I remember you a couple years ago. You told me you literally knew how many followers you gained if you said a swear word in a tweet.
Oh yeah, no, and because it came, and that's where I was going with it. Is like it got to a point where like I was selling so much merchandise. Like if I said something a little controversial, I'm gonna sell more shit.
Like the Hayden Deegan effect. Like I feel like he's like by far the most popular guy in Supercross, and like he's got the Conor McGregor deal going on right now. Like, and I feel like you were the same there, especially when you were dominating out here. It's like you make a taco shirt and like say a couple cuss words in victory lane and joke about your beautiful figure, and it's like, dude, they're selling like hotcakes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I do think like look at the Chaz, like. I mean, he's a clown show, right? But like people love that he gets on there and says stuff that's just like unorthodox. You know what I mean? I do think there's a niche for that like will really excel. You know what I mean? But you got to live into that. Like for me personally, like I've thought about that, right? And I'm like, but that's just not who I am. You are naturally like a funny, outgoing,
You're an
happy, like
entertainer.
you don't care what people think type of guy. You know what I mean? Where like me, if I just all of a sudden flipped the script and started being like a Hayden Deegan, people would be like, dude, this is fake. Like,
Yeah.
this is not
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You should
Like,
you should have seen in Vegas. JJ was parked on like the far end of the pits. And Dom would get there at like 6 o'clock and he'd be like, let's go visit JJ. Carson, I shit you not. It would take Dom and I over an hour to get to JJ. For every
yeah, because
single person,
everybody's
that friggin-
stopping him.
This guy would start and he stops too. Like he's just, other than when he's like slamming a door in my face at Ty Gibbs's trailer, like he is just,
Yeah.
he is.
But what's
it's
funny about
insane.
that, though, and like I think it's honestly the coolest thing that I've been able to do in the sport is like I don't really want or need anything from anybody. So like I have Kyle Larson's cell phone number. I'm not like I have Kyle Larson's cell phone number. It's like when I need to talk to somebody,
You
just
got
like,
genuine friendships.
Yeah, well, I've known you my entire fucking life. Have I ever called you to do anything at all?
No, the only time I've is when I've called you because Holly's on the standpipe.
Right. Or with your fucking
and you showed up in your underwear.
yeah, or your solar thing. You know, it's like
Oh yeah.
Like
That's right.
I'm not the kind of person that like I don't ever really, if I would need something from somebody, I'm calling them. But I'm not the like, hey, you know, Carson, I've got a buddy of mine who wants to meet you. Can you come to dinner? Like, and I think you see a lot of that in the sport. Whereas like me, I'm just like
I did that to Carson.
I can't even remember. When was
Sam's
that?
Sam's stepdaughter has the biggest crush
Oh,
on
yeah.
Carson.
That was
So
fun,
I've
though,
got
man.
the
I
biggest
enjoyed
crush on
that.
Carson.
She was like, I want to say she was 12.
Yeah.
And like the whole Nationals weekend, I was like, I'm gonna take you to meet Carson. And she'd like, no, and then like turn completely red and just act like she didn't want to do it, and then like hint that she wanted to. And
Yeah.
to Carson's credit, I was like, hey dude, I'm gonna be around t-shirt trailers at this time. Can you be there? And Carson was awesome, talked to her for a while, took photos with her, and then Carson's pretty much taken over the Haferteep family. I'm sitting there. I think I sent Carson this cell video Sam's wife sent me, and he's like, "Who's your favorite driver? Is it Daddy?" And he's like, "No, Carson Macedo."
Dude, that's like Phil's kids though. The other day, like Rob or Adam said something to Adley like or Jace about who their favorite driver, who they wanted to win tonight, and he's like Justin Peck. Like what? Like, wait a minute.
There
We
is a
still
wrong
have-
answer, and you just gave it.
Yeah.
We still have a running joke about that. JJ, you'll remember this. We went to Tri-City. Sam did a random Tri-City all-star race when
Yeah.
the AFCS got rained out. And so JJ, my dad, and some other people, I think you were with Covington, they all picked like the winners of the race. And Sam ended up winning it. And then my dad is bitching this. I picked fucking Peck to win this fucking race. Didn't even realize he was saying it in front of my dad or in front of Sam.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of those. Question for Dom. Are there any plans to be in the announcer's booth at Gold Cup or any other races? I believe there's been offers, but you are looking for more money.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even that. It's just like it's hard for me to get away with work. Like, I have a lot of shit on my plate, you know, with kind of what I'm doing right now, and like my phone does not stop. I was gonna do my message check today. 703 text messages I have not opened right now. So it's just
You
too
gotta
hard
clear
for
your
me to do
browser
it.
before you put your phone out there. You know,
You want to see the most recent one? Fucking high limit driver wears cat suit. What is that? Yeah, if Tanner had an OnlyFans, I'd be broke. But anyways, yeah, it's just hard to do it. So like, I know there was an opportunity this year to do a couple races, but it was like, hey, like this is kind of what I'm making a day at work. If I can't make more money to do something, I can't really leave work to go have fun. Like it just doesn't work anymore. Like the racing thing is great because I use the race car the number one priority for our race car is using it for a sales technique. Like I'm bringing current customers, prospects, people like that out to as many races as I can get. So it doesn't make sense for me to be behind the microphone. I'd love to do it, but just like it's hard to do it. The only time I could see it is if I got a Thursday night like Gold Cup and I'm not racing on Friday and I can do it. But yeah, it's tough to get away. I never really thought I'd get to that point in life, but it's like I left Thursday and Friday for a wedding. I officiated a wedding this weekend in Pismo, and like my fucking phone didn't stop. I turned my phone off on wedding night because shit was just going crazy. And it's not even because I'm important. It's just in transportation, stuff just never ends. And so it's just kind of tough to get away.
We got a question. Dom, can we get Ling Ling as a mud scraper or a tire specialist?
We're live. I'm just going to.
I'll cover this. I got a great story. We were at East Bay and we got rained out super early in the day. All our cars were ready. So we decided that night to go to a gentleman's club, our whole team. And in the gentleman's club, we had a crew guy named Trevor, and he fell in love with a stripper there. And all night, like his goal was to bring this dancer back to wash our car the next day. I don't know why we needed it washed. They were already clean, but like his goal was to get this stripper to show up and clean the car. And just like, I don't know. I know this has never happened to you guys before, but sometimes strippers lie. But he was absolutely sure the stripper was going to come to the track. So the next day he's saying, she's coming. And he's like, she'll be here for lunch. Well, it gets to like 12:30 and we leave for lunch. And wouldn't you know it, guess who shows up? The stripper shows up.
No way.
With her stroller. With her boyfriend.
Jeez.
And came and cleaned the car, washed the car. Sam's mom came driving up and was like, who's that? And it's like, never mind.
It's destiny.
No, it's Ling.
But yes, we 100% had a stripper cleaning our cars at East Bay.
Ling Ling would not be at the car wash. She would be next door at the massage parlor. But I will tell you a story about a strip club. On my bachelor party, the one thing I didn't want to do was go to a strip club. So where do we end up? We end up at a strip club. Anyways, this girl's sitting with me and she's talking and she's like,
I know
hey,
this.
Like, you know this story? Yeah. You know where this is going?
You told me this in Vegas.
Yeah. You can fact check this with Cody Key, Carson, because he was there for it. She's like, so like, where are you from? I'm like, oh, I'm from California. I'm getting married this weekend, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's awesome. What part of California? I'm like the Central Valley. She goes, oh, all right. Like, what year did you graduate? 2015. Did you go to Clovis West? I'm like, yeah. I think we had bio together.
No way.
I swear to God. And I'm like, he's like, Dominic, right? I'm like,
No
yeah.
way.
Yep.
Dude,
yeah.
What are the chances of that?
What are the chances?
That's crazy.
And I wish I'd have got a year.
So, you should have been like, man, seems like you're doing well.
Yeah. Well, I remember
seems like things really took off.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the other. That was the other thing. The boyfriend of the stripper at East Bay said at one point we're like calling a stripper, and he's like, "No, she's not a stripper. She's actually a private contractor."
No, there you go.
So write that down.
Yeah.
I can tell you
per her tax return.
Oh, yeah, he was dead serious. Yeah. He wasn't kidding.
Old Desiree in Vegas, she did not have the two bolt-ons in high school that she had at my bachelor party. Like,
no way. That's surprising to hear
different. Yeah, she had twins, so congratulations on the twins.
I didn't recognize you.
Yeah, I didn't. I was like, oh, thing 1 and 2. I didn't know.
Oh man.
Oh, good times.
Well, we've done it. We've done our 2 hours. So if anyone wants to end this, they can feel free. Do you have any shit you want to talk, Carson? I feel like we kind of have.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like we've covered a lot of stuff. I would say I'm just yeah, I don't know. I'm thankful that you guys had me on. I'm always watching the show. I appreciate it. And I just like the entertainment, man. It's like the only I say, you know, obviously you got the Chaz, like he's a clown show, but like I feel like you guys are like unfiltered racers, which is like you
If
don't
only
see that
people
very
knew how
often.
much we were filtering.
Well, yeah, and then most of the I just say like most of the podcasts, like it's like when I came on live, like after I was crashing everybody at the end of the year that one year is like basically like I just said like your guys' podcast I watch because it is racers instead of just like not throwing shade on anybody, but like some of these other guys like Dirt Tracker and Jeremy Elliott and stuff, like they never sat behind a race car in their life, right? So it's like sometimes when they throw out an opinion, it's like what I mean, like it's tough to get an opinion
if your
from
life
somebody that hasn't
hasn't
ran.
if
Yeah,
your like
exactly.
living hasn't been dependent on it, like your life hasn't depended on a paycheck from racing, you'll never completely understand racing. I wish
Yeah.
actually everyone could. Like, I think it would be so cool if every fan could just follow a team for a month. Doesn't
Yeah.
even have to
Yeah.
be an elite team. I think it'd actually be cooler if fans could just follow a low budget team trying to make it. But like, things change when like your living depends on it. It's just
You know
a
what's
different
funny?
perspective.
Like, not to toot our own horn, but like, what's cool about it is like guys like you, your brother David, Logan. Did I tell you guys Logan texted me after when I was like, if he doesn't fucking text me, like the guys that watch the podcast are people that
They're
I
racers.
highly respect. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's cool because when they come on, the stuff we cut is like so informational for us in the industry. It's like,
Oh,
wow.
Everyone would like to hear the first 10 minutes Carson and I talked before this one started.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think there's unfiltered things that obviously got to stay filtered, but like I think at the end of the day, like there's definitely some stuff that it's like, getting the racer's perspective isn't always what you get. You know what I mean? Like you get this perspective from some guys that you're like, dude, you never
Right.
sat behind one, so it's pretty hard for like to even take that opinion serious. And even though sometimes it might be right, you know what I mean? But when it comes to the stats and things like that, I do enjoy. Like I watch the 90 at 9 most days, it's just because it's like a quick little snippet. And a lot of times it's like, oh, I didn't even like the thing with Rico, right? It's like I was thinking the same thing. Like, man, they're kind of getting off to a slow start, and then it's like you watch that and you're like, oh, actually, like this, they did the same thing last year. Like they'll probably bounce back, right? Like I feel like they're good with stuff like that, like the sprintcarratings.com, like things like that, where I look on there and I'm like, that's like bookmarked
That's the
in my
best.
phone.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's between Pornhub for me.
I can't get enough sprint car content. Like,
yeah.
You watch your Dirt Tracker, you watch your 90 at 9, you watch Chase Rodman, and then like when the shows are over, I'm like, well, shit, what am I gonna do with the rest of my day? What am I gonna listen to now? And it's like, I guess I'll listen to hockey stuff, but like I could 100% live with 24/7 like sprint car content. Like I'm sure people feel like it's being like thrown out to us like crazy now, and it's like I just want more and more and more. Like
I think especially with Spotify and stuff like that now, like you can just put it on your phone and get it in the car and listen. Like that's big too. But
yeah, and then the other thing
guys.
is yep.
I appreciate you having me on.
Too. I'm got work.
Thanks for doing this, fella.
How many people do we get, Daryl?
No idea.
Thank you, Carson.
Thank you guys. I appreciate you having me.
Thanks a lot, and thanks to everyone for questions and stuff.
All right, talk to you guys later.
See you, man.
See you.
I just completely interrupted Carson.
You fucking suck, Daryl.
Sorry, man. Well,